in the quiet sanctuary of your own breath. Take a moment to arrive. Allow the rhythm of inhalation and exhalation to guide you, anchoring you to this precious moment in time. As you settle into the gentle currents of your breath, feel the weight of the world begin to melt away. Here, in this space, the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary. Let your awareness unfurl like a soft flower, opening to the beauty of the present, to the marvels that lie within the simplest of experiences. It was a Wednesday morning. Bright but soft, the sun filtering through the kitchen window, casting a warm, golden glow upon the old wooden table. The scent of coffee drifted through the air, mingling with the faint sweetness of pancakes on the stove, a comforting invitation to begin the day. As you stood at the sink, ready to wash the dishes that had gathered like whispered thoughts after a shared meal, you felt the cool touch of the water before it slid over your hands. The sound of rushing water filled the space, a gentle and soothing symphony, creating a sanctuary within your home. You grasped a sponge, its textured surface now warm from the steady stream, and brought it to rest against a plate, gently rubbing away the remnants of yesterday's gathering. The dish was smooth under your fingertips, the warmth of the sun reaching into the porcelain, creating an intimate connection. Each stroke felt purposeful, invitation for the plate to return to its original clarity. As the bubbles formed and floated away, you noticed how they danced, fragile and ephemeral, capturing the light like tiny sunlit dreams. You took a breath in, feeling the coolness of the air into your lungs. You exhaled slowly, realizing in that moment how each bubble was a small echo of your own thoughts, rising, floating, then disappearing. The mind, often busy and tangled, could find rest here. In the simple act of washing, the rhythmic sound of water splashing became a heartbeat, steady and reassuring, nudging you deeper into the present. You turned your attention to the sounds around you, the distant chirping of birds outside, the rustle of leaves in a gentle breeze, the soft hum of life beyond your kitchen. All these elements intertwined, creating a tapestry of sound that enveloped you. You felt cocooned in this moment, where worries faded like the steam rising from the hot water. As you dipped your hands into the warm suds once more, you felt the gentle caress of the soap lather against your skin. There was a richness to this sensation, a simple sensory delight, igniting an awareness of being alive. The warmth seeped into your hands, and you allowed yourself to fully embrace this soothing embrace. In that soothing warmth, you began to realize how often you rushed through tasks driven by an invisible force, when truly, the beauty lay in the embrace of simply being. Your next task was the silverware, the forks and knives, once odd companions, now gleaming in the sunlight, holding the remnants of shared laughter and quiet conversations. Holding the delicate utensils, you noticed the intricate patterns etched upon their surfaces, nearly hidden beneath layers of food. Each piece told a story, an invitation to pause, to remember meals shared, stories exchanged, moments cherished. In this mindful dance of cleaning, the past merged with the present. A thought flickered by, perhaps melancholic, of loved ones, no longer present at the table. And yet, as you rinsed away the remnants, you found solace in knowing that the memories, however fleeting, lived on in the fabric of your being. You allowed this acknowledgement to be, gently embracing it like a passing cloud before letting it float away. Leaving room for gratitude to take root, you reached for a glass next, its translucent surface catching the light in an ethereal glow, a reminder of clarity. Holding it before the waters flow, you reflected on how easily clarity can be obscured. How life's debris often clouds our perspectives. As the glass filled, you marveled at its transformation, watching how the impurities drifted away, as if life's worries, too, could wash away with a little attention and care. Once again, your mind wandered, and you caught a glimpse of a more profound truth: how cleansing the glass mirrored the act of cleansing the mind. Each thought, no matter how cluttered or murky, can be appreciated and released, found anew in insight as a glass would find its shine. The water cascaded over, and with it, you pictured the gentleness of their journey in the stillness of the morning. There was a moment, just a breath, when everything felt perfectly aligned. It was not about finishing the chores or rushing to the next moment. It was about savoring this one, right here, right now. You paused, sponge in hand, simply accompanying the water on its journey through the sink. In that stillness, there was space, and in that space, you discovered the humble power of presence as each dish returned to its rightful place. Dried by the air and warm sunbeams streaming through the window, you felt a sense of completion, an inward smile blooming. You marveled at the simple beauty of your surroundings, the scattered dishcloths at the edge of the sink, the glimmering steel of the faucet, the vibrant colors of fruit in a bowl nearby, all elevated by the very act of becoming present to their existence. Stepping back, you observed the pristine expanse of the table, cleared, calm, and inviting. You sensed that washing those dishes had become something more, a ritual of gratitude, a gentle reminder of the importance of the now, a silent affirmation of your purpose, however mundane it may seem. In these moments, you recognized the thread of mindfulness woven throughout your day. It was not limited to formal practice, but rather embedded in the ordinary tasks of life. It was a soft whisper, suggesting that even as the world rushed forward, you could always choose to pause, breathe, and be here, in the present, as you found yourself returning to stillness once more. Take with you the essence of this moment, the simple act of being present, unhurried, and aware. Life is not always a grand narrative. It often unfolds in the smallest of acts. It is here, in the mundane beauty of your day, the warmth of your breath, and the gentle rhythm of your heart, that true peace resides. Allow this understanding to flow through you, like water moving effortlessly over its course, grounding you in the truth that every moment has a potential to be extraordinary if only we are willing to be fully present. In the stillness of this moment, allow yourself to settle into the embrace of your breath. Inhale gently, feeling the coolness of the air fill your lungs, and then exhale slowly, releasing any tension, any thoughts that flutter like leaves in a breeze. Notice the rhythm of your breath, the way it comes and goes, much like the waves lapping at the shore. In this space, here and now, there is nothing to chase and nothing to hold on to, just you, the world around you, and the simplicity of being alive in this very moment. Imagine a kitchen bathed in the soft, golden light of late afternoon, where shadows play on the walls like dancers in a gentle waltz. The air is filled with the subtle scents of herbs from the garden just outside the window. Thyme and basil linger, reminding you of meals shared and laughter echoed in this warm space. The dishes from the day's meals wait patiently in the sink, their porcelain glazed in memories of nourishment and comfort. You stand before the sink, a simple faucet above inviting you to draw forth the essence of life's richness, a steady stream of warm water. As the water rushes out, feel its warmth envelop your hands like a soft embrace, washing over the skin, gentle and soothing. You take a moment here, allowing the sensation to flow through you, anchoring you in the present, where worries and to-do lists fade like whispers in the wind. One by one, you lift the dishes, each one a story in itself. This plate cradling the remnants of last night's pasta, a shiny fork reflecting the sunlight, a mismatched cup that held morning coffee, and stories of quiet moments shared with loved ones. As you dip them into the warm water, you can almost hear the soft sigh of gratitude from the plate as it relishes the embrace of this cleansing ritual with each dish. Let your mind settle into the rhythm of the task. The gentle clinking of porcelain against porcelain resonates in the stillness, punctuating the quietude of the afternoon, a symphony of mundane beauty. Notice how your fingers glide over the surface, bubbles forming like tiny stars in the galaxy of the sink, soft foam whispering against your skin. Each movement becomes a meditation, a dance of presence, as you scrub away the remnants of meals past. Visualize the act of cleansing as a release, a letting go of what no longer serves you. With each stroke of the sponge, imagine rinsing away not just the stains from the dishes, but also the thoughts that cling stubbornly to your mind. Release them into the flow of water as they swirl down the drain like fleeting clouds parting. In the sky, in this moment, you are neither rushing nor lingering. You are simply here, aware of the sensations that rise and fall like tides upon the shore. The softness of the sponge, the warmth of the water, the scent of soap, a fragrant reminder of care. Let each sensory detail envelop you like a warm blanket, cradling you in known comfort. And yet, amid this soothing rhythm, thoughts may arise, flitting like butterflies against the window pane of your mind, an unopened email, a conversation left hanging in the air, or a worry about tomorrow's weather. Acknowledge these thoughts without judgment, like clouds passing in the sky. They drift by, momentary shapes against the blue expanse of your awareness. You can return to the warmth of the water, to the sound of clinking dishes, and the steady rhythm of your breath as your hands continue their work. Notice any tension released from your shoulders, your jaw, and your hands. You are here, in this kitchen, surrounded by the quiet hum of life, the distant sound of a lawnmower outside, the chirping of birds perched in the trees, a gentle wind rustling the leaves. Each note a reminder of connectedness, a reminder of how life unfolds all around you, regardless of the tasks at hand. One by one, the dishes become clean, a transformation both simple and profound. Each time you rinse a dish, watch as the bubbles dance away like fleeting thoughts that evaporate upon arrival. The dish reflects not just the afternoon light, but the serenity you cultivate with every mindful act. As you set the dishes in the dish rack, allow a sense of completion to wash over you, a quiet joy that arises from the act of caring. It's the act of presence. As you take a step back, allowing your mind to rest, notice the kitchen around you. Sun casts long shadows, the last whispers of daylight blending with the promise of evening. What stories do these walls hold? What warmth have they cradled? Each untouched object speaks of history, each crack in the counter a testament to the life lived within these walls. In this moment of stillness, perhaps you can feel a deeper connection to the ordinary, finding beauty and peace in the uncomplicated. There, in the hue of the moment and the caress of the water, is an invitation to return to gratitude, to ground yourself in the present, a gentle reminder that life's richness often resides in the simplest of acts. As you turn off the tap, the water's final splash resonates in the silence, creating a space where stillness lingers, inviting you to reflect. The dishes are now clean, transformed, and so are you, each mindful act imbued with the essence of presence. In this kitchen, in this fleeting afternoon, take a moment to acknowledge not just the actions you performed, but the deeper connections you fostered with yourself and the world around you. You may carry this stillness with you, a quiet reservoir of peace, ready to be drawn upon as the day unfolds. In this moment, allow yourself to settle into the gentle unfolding of your breath. Inhale deeply, feeling the air fill your lungs, and exhale slowly, noticing the release. As you breathe, perhaps you can bring your attention to the sensations that arise, the subtle sounds that whisper around you in this very instant. It is here, in the embrace of the present, that we find ourselves ready to tune into the simplicity and richness of life. Let us journey together into an ordinary moment where mindfulness transforms the mundane into the extraordinary. As the sun dipped low, casting a warm golden hue through the kitchen window, Clara stood at the sink, preparing to wash the evening's collection of dishes. The day's busyness began to settle, like the gentle descent of a leaf gliding through the air, spiraling down to earth with grace. In this quiet sanctuary, she surrendered to the rhythm of water and the familiarity of porcelain. The faucet hissed softly as she turned the handle, the water flowing forth, clear and sweet, tapping against the sink's surface like the sound of a distant flute. Clara watched as the droplets danced in the light, splashing softly against one another, each drop a tiny universe reflecting the fading sunlight. A moment of pure presence enveloped her, and she inhaled the cool, crisp scent of the soap, a gentle reminder of the simple joy and tactile experience. As she lifted the first plate, smooth surface cold against her fingertips, Clara felt the weight of the day's moments lingering on its surface. Each dish held a story: a hurried breakfast, a shared lunch, the laughter of friends gathered for dinner. In this quiet act of washing, she began to acknowledge them, allowing her thoughts to float gently by. Like clouds in the vast and clear sky, she immersed the plate in the warm, soapy water, listening to the soft swishing as suds began to froth and swirl. The gentle friction of sponge against ceramic created a delicate rhythm, the kind that spoke of care and attention. She let her movements flow, focusing on the sensation of the sponge gliding across the plate, each circular motion demanding nothing more than presence and intention. A soft hum escaped her lips as she worked, a spontaneous melody that arose from the depths of her heart. The sound danced in the air, mingling with the bubbling water and the quiet rustle of leaves outside the window. It was an orchestra of the everyday, an invitation to immerse herself deeper into the moment. The cool water splashed against her arms, sending ripples of sensation that awakened her senses. Was it the gentleness that surprised her, or perhaps the tenderness she extended to each dish? Clara felt a smile form as she became aware of the simplicity of it, all the joy in being present, descend, in acknowledging the beauty hidden within the routine. She reached for the next plate, carefully inspecting its edge, tracing the delicate rim with her fingers as though it might reveal secrets long forgotten. Here lay the remnants of a meal shared, an echo of laughter, whispers, and the warmth of connection. In this moment, each dish was sacred. It held fragments of life, and washing them transformed into a grace-filled ceremony. As the running water filled her ears, Clara began to notice the stillness of her own thoughts. They came like the bubbles in the sink. Some popped quickly, while others lingered, rising to the surface in their own time. She recognized them. Some were sweet plans for tomorrow, with the promise of a fresh start, while others were harder, the weight of worries drifting in and out like passing shadows. And as she rinsed each dish under the loving flow of water, she felt her worries washing away, one by one, dissolving like grains of salt, leaving no trace behind. There was no judgment, only an acceptance of what was an invitation to meet her fears, her hopes, and her heart in each moving moment. With every scrub, every rinse, she was reminded that just as the dishes required care, so too did her own spirit. The sink filled with frothy bubbles, glistening as they caught the waning light. Clara tilted her head back for a moment, gazing out the window. The golden hour spilled into her kitchen like soft silk, painting the walls in glowing hues. She noticed the way the world outside seemed to slow down. A bird perched on a branch, the gentle sway of leaves, the warm breeze carrying the scent of lavender from the garden, returning to her task. Clara felt a sense of unity, as if she were part of this symphony of life, so much beauty unfolding, even in the hum of ordinary moments. She continued to wash, now fully aware of her breath, a steady companion that wove its way through her actions. With each breath, she became the process, the water, the sponge, the warmth of the sun. Her heart intertwined with all that existed. Eventually, she reached for the last plateau, simple, unassuming thing. Yet, somehow, it felt profound, in her hand a whole universe captured in a moment. She lent it her undivided attention, brushing away the remnants of the day with a sense of reverence, as if it were a precious treasure. As she placed the last clean dish upon the drying rack, Clara took a deep breath, filling her lungs with a smell of fresh soap mingling with the crisp air. In this small ritual, she realized that within the ebb and flow of life, there lay a profound truth, that every act, no matter how mundane, could become a meditation if only one was willing to meet it with an open heart. Here, in her kitchen, she felt a sense of awareness wrap around her like a warm quilt. The noise of the world faded away, just a little, and she could feel the pulse of gratitude rising within a quiet celebration of existence. It's a recognition of the present. The dishes, now gleaming, reflected a promise that even in the smallest of moments, there lay the opportunity to reconnect with self, to touch the quiet, to breathe in stillness. As Clara stepped back from the sink, she paused for a heartbeat, embracing the simplicity of her being. She carried the awareness of her present moment into her heart, a gentle reminder that the ordinary can be extraordinary if we allow it. The dishes were clean, but more importantly, so was her spirit. And as she moved into the evening, she held within her the knowing that in every splash, every breath, there existed the stillness, a whisper of peace, a dance of presence, waiting to be discovered anew. In the gentle embrace of the present moment, let us take a deep breath together, inhaling the richness of air and exhaling the day's worries. Feel your body settle into the space around you. Notice the subtle rhythms of your heartbeat, the quiet undulations of your breath. Okay? Allow yourself to be here, just as you are, in this fleeting now. Let thoughts drift like leaves on a stream, releasing their hold on your mind. In this place of stillness, we embark on a journey through an ordinary day, where extraordinary wisdom waits to be discovered. It was a cloudy morning when Nora stood at the sink, arms submerged in warm, soapy water. The gentle foam danced around her hands, bubbles rising and falling like small, luminous treasures. The kitchen was brightened only by the covered gray skies outside, softening the edges of reality into a peaceful blur. A familiar sound filled the air, the soft murmur of rain tapping against the window, an unhurried rhythm that played in harmony with the pulse within her chest. Each drop seemed to patter, a loving reminder that everything ebbs and flows. Kata surrounding her fingers, Nora cradled a porcelain plate, delicate and full of history. As she ran her fingers over its surface, she felt the coolness of the glaze, a gentle counterpoint to the warmth of the water that cradled it. She held the plate close, closing her eyes for a brief moment, allowing herself to connect with the small memory it invoked of family gatherings, laughter echoing through the air, and love served on such fragile vessels. With each swirl of her hands, she could feel the tension from the week slowly releasing into the sudsy embrace. The smell of dish soap, a simple concoction, harried her senses, a soft, sweet reminder of the domestic life that gave her belonging. Life's simplest acts, like washing dishes, can weave moments of presence into a tapestry of gratitude. As she scrubs with intent, the rhythm becomes meditative. Her breath naturally deepens. Inhale as she lifts the sponge. Exhale as she places it down. Foam cascading into the sink like tiny, sparkling stars falling back to the earth. The world grows vast beyond her 4 kitchen walls, yet she remains anchored amidst the intimate choreography of the mundane. Occasionally, her gaze drifts to the sky beyond the glass, where the clouds loom heavy, swollen with unseen rain. They remind her that, just as the weather changes, so does life unpredictable. yet grounded in the now. Each cloud preserves its secrets, silently urging awareness of transitions, both harsh and gentle. Nora picks up a pot, its weight grounding her. She feels the cool metal smoothed under her fingertips. The familiar contours remind her of recent meals shared, fragrances mingling to create a home-cooked symphony. As she cleans, she begins to gently reflect on moments of challenge that seemed insurmountable at the time, yet eventually dissolved like the soap that lingers in the water. Thoughts drift in and out like shadows beneath the surface. They do not cling, they simply pass. She notices how often she tends to judge those thoughts, fleeting frustration, a glimmer of self-doubt. There, she thinks softly, as if addressing a child. You are welcome here just as you are. A deep breath draws in more of the present. With an exhale, she releases the weight of being perfect. Embracing imperfection, she rinses her hands. Again, noticing the way the water cascades down her fingers, chalky bits of food swirling off to join the greater current. In this moment, washing dishes becomes an act of love, a simple expression of care for herself and her home. Minutes pass, marked only by the steady heartbeat of the rain outside and a gentle clinking of plates as she sets them aside, renewed. The rhythm begins to shift. Clouds grimace, shifting and colliding, a chiaroscuro of gray and lighter hues wisping overhead. She catches glimpses of white, the promise of sunlight breaking through the gloom. Each bright opening feels like a little invitation, a pause in the gray noise. As her hands find rhythm again, she reflects on a time when chaos felt too great to manage. How in moments of confusion and struggle, she had learned to anchor herself. With simple tasks of breath here, a pause there, and gradually life began to untangle. The dishes were a mirror, reflecting the ebb of her own mindset, shifting between clarity and chaos, much like the weather outside. Finishing the last plate, a serene satisfaction washes over Nora. She wipes her hands on the dish towel, that soft fabric inviting a touch of warmth, the simple power of softness leaving her feeling whole. Standing back, she surveys her work. The sink now glistens empty, a quiet testament to her care and presence. With a glance at the window, she notices the clouds have begun to part, revealing patches of blue. Sunlight breaks through, casting a warm golden hue across her kitchen. In that moment, it dawns on her that every storm has its silver lining, a gentle reminder from nature that light always finds a way to seep through. Even after the heaviest of rainfalls, Nora takes a moment to breathe in the fresh, rain-washed air that now fills her home. Feeling the warmth of sunlight crawl gently across her skin, the universe, in its infinite wisdom, embraces her in the everyday miracle of presence. In the quiet aftermath of the storm, Nora realized that every simple act holds the potential for connection, both to ourselves and the world. By engaging in the rhythm of life, washing away the clatter of distractions, we may uncover a profound peace that resides within, waiting to be embraced. Each moment, like each dish, can shine with the brilliance of awareness, reminding us that even amidst the clouds, we can find the light. As you settle into this moment, allow yourself to gently close your eyes, if that feels comfortable. Feel the support of the ground beneath you, steady and reliable, as you breathe in slowly through your nose, feeling your chest and belly expand. Hold that breath for a moment, then release it softly through your mouth, letting go of the weight of the day. Inhale again, this time feeling the coolness of the air, and as you exhale, imagine blowing away any tension that lingers in your body. Let this rhythm of breath guide you, drawing you into the present. Here, in this space, there are no to-do lists, no expectations, only the essence of being. It's like waves lapping softly upon the shore, in the heart of a quiet kitchen, where soft, Light filters through a companionable window. There stands a sink filled halfway with soapy water. Sunlight dances upon the surface, creating glimmers that swirl like small galaxies. The air, fragrant with the scent of lemon and a hint of warmth, embraces you as you draw near, your hands instinctively moving towards the inviting bubbles. The familiar routine of washing dishes brings with it an unexpected serenity. A plate rests in the soapy pool, white and specked with tiny blue flowers. Remnants of yesterday's meal clinging to its edges. As your fingers wrap around the cool ceramic, notice how the structure is bold, yet delicate, a testament to moments shared. Laughter echoing amidst the clinking of forks and the rustle of napkins, allowing the water to flow over your hands. Feel the warmth as it envelops your fingers, cleansing away remnants both of dinner and the day itself. The suds bubble gently, rising like soft clouds, exploding into the air with a faint pop. In this steady motion, there is a rhythm. Your breathing synchronizes with a gentle splash and foam, a dance of sorts, each movement bringing you deeper into this choreographed simplicity as you begin to scrub. The sensation of the sponge against the plate is rich and textured. You move deliberately, with mindfulness wrapped around your actions like a comforting embrace. There is no rush, only the gentle push and pull of the sponge gliding across the surface. Listen closely to the soft swishes, the delicate clatter as the plate leans momentarily against the sink's edge. A note of stillness amidst the symphony of the household. You turn your attention to the water, now warmed and tinged with a mild aroma of detergent. Notice how the bubbles dance, rising and falling, reflecting the light like tiny stars suspended in a vast universe. Breathe in the vapors of this small oasis, the warmth wrapping around you like a cozy blanket in the middle of winter. Its rise and fall of your breath mirrors the waves of water, and in this gentle space of care, you find your own stillness. The next dish emerges, a bowl, deep and inviting. You swirl the sponge once more, feel its sturdy firmness momentarily resting in your palm. Its porous surface begins to absorb the water as you feel the weight of it, the act becoming almost sacred in its simplicity. It takes more than a moment to scrub, but time isn't linear here. It folds back over itself like the layers of an onion, revealing the goodness at its core. As you scrub, thoughts arise, a whisper of the past, or a worry about the future, but notice how they are like clouds gliding across the sky. They come into your awareness and pass on, leaving behind a clarity of blue. The tasks of the mind subside as your hands find their rhythm. Each plate, each cup, each piece of silverware carries with it a story, a path that weaves into the fabric of a life shared. The faucet runs, a steady stream that cascades into the sink, echoing like a distant waterfall. The sound is a reminder of life's flow, a gentle current moving through you, cleansing, nurturing. You lean forward slightly, captivated by this dance, feeling the droplets sprinkle your cheeks like a soft rain. With every passing moment, you engage more deeply, inviting presence into the mundane. You reach for the next dish frying pan, its surface having witnessed laughter and sizzling meals, the smudges of yesterday's dinner clinging stubbornly. As you rub the sponge in tight circles, feel the resilient surface giving way under your attentive care. The patter of warm water mingles with gentle squeaks, a reminder that effort can lead to renewal, that the act of washing is not simply about cleanliness, but about honoring history, about making space for new experiences to unfold. Each dish brings you closer to a meditative state, a place where thoughts settle like autumn leaves upon a forest floor. Slowly, you are aware of the changes taking place within you, unhurried unfolding, sense of warming gratitude materializing amidst the simplicity of routine as you rinse the last of the soap away. The water is clear, the surface smooth and glistening. The chore is complete, yet you find yourself lingering by the sink, basking in the cleansing sound of water flowing freely echoing the natural rhythm of life itself. The kitchen around you hums with the heartbeats of home, steady and alive. Your breath, too, is steady, filling you with a profound sense of connection. In this moment, washing dishes becomes not merely a task, but a pilgrimage into presence. Here lies the essence of mindfulness, in the seeking, but in the embracing, the honoring of each moment as it arises. Fluid and ever-changing, as you slowly pull yourself away from the sink. Notice how your body feels, how the sensations of warmth and peace envelop you softly, a gentle reminder that life is lived in these small, sacred moments. There is beauty in the ordinary, and within it, an invitation to step deeper into the now. Carry this stillness with you, letting it ripple through your day, an ever-present reminder to pause, breathe, and simply be. In the quiet moments between the breaths of existence, let us pause, just for a heartbeat. 8. Lower your shoulders. Feel the weight of the day retreating like shadows at dusk. Notice the rhythm of your breath rising softly, like waves caressing the shore, ebbing with a gentle sigh. There is nowhere to go, nothing to hold on to, just this very moment, cradled in your awareness. Let your thoughts drift like clouds across a vast sky, observing them without judgment, and allow the space between them to become a sanctuary of stillness as the early morning sun stretches its golden fingers across the kitchen table. The air fills with a sweet sense of possibility. The day is still fresh, and the world outside emerges with tentative sounds, the chirping of birds in the trees, the whisper of leaves dancing in the gentle breeze. A kettle hums softly on the stove, a promise of warmth that invites an unhurried reflection in the serene symphony of a morning. A woman lets call her Mia moves gently through her kitchen. Each step is intentional, grounded in the solidity of the floor beneath her feet, connecting her with the present moment. She pauses, noticing the texture of the wooden countertops, cool and smooth against her fingertips. With a deep breath, she reaches for the dish soap, a clear bottle glistening on the counter in the morning light. As she unscrews the cap, a soft scent of citrus fills the air, tangy and invigorating. Mia pours a small amount into her waiting sink, watching the liquid swirl like liquid sunlight as it cascades into the water. The sound is soft an orchestra of movement, bubbling and swirling, washing away remnants of previous meals, and with them, building a sense of clarity. One by one, she gathers the dishes from the drying rack, each one a testament to moments shared. A chipped mug from a rainy afternoon spent with laughter, a plate marked with the memory of last night's feast. They are not just items destined to be cleaned. They are vessels holding echoes of life lived fully. As she begins to wash the first dish, the warm water envelops her hands, softening her skin like an embrace. The rhythmic motion of scrubbing becomes a meditation. Mia immerses herself in the feeling of the sponge against the ceramic, the slight resistance, the way it glides under her touch, releasing tiny bubbles that dance joyfully around her fingers. Each scrub, each rinse, becomes a moment filled with significance, a microcosm of her existence. The dishes, in their simplicity, invite her to engage fully with the present. The soap suds rise and fall like gentle hills, and she notices how they glimmer in the light like tiny stars, perhaps reminding her of the universe contained within the ordinary. The sound of water splashing softly against porcelain becomes a small symphony of now, a performative act of mindfulness that anchors her deeper into awareness. Time feels spacious in this rhythm. The past dissolves, the future rests gently on hold. Mia's thoughts wander, as thoughts do. They float in and out like a gentle breeze, but she recognizes them without judgment. A twinge of worry lingers about a meeting later in the day, but as she scrubs the next plate, she allows that thought to come and go, letting her awareness return to the sensation of water cascading down her hands. It is a subtle dance of letting go. With each dish, the act transforms, becoming a dialogue between her and the sensations of the moment. It is about the warmth of the sun on her back, the scent of soap lingering in the air. It's the way the world gradually awakens outside. Through the window, the garden calls to her. Its birds chirp in vibrant celebration of the day. And yet, here she is, rooted in the flow of the moment, discovering solace in simplicity. The final plate is cleaned, rinsed under a cascade of warm water. As she sets it aside, she catches the reflection of herself in the bubbles that still linger in the sink. In that moment, she recognizes something vital. The beauty of being present is not merely in the act of washing dishes, but in the way it allows her to connect with her life fully and completely. Mia takes a step back, placing her hands on the counter, allowing the warm steam to rise slowly around her. She feels the fullness of this moment in her chest of profound gratitude for the mundane, the ordinary. Closing her eyes, she breathes deeply, feeling the air sweep in, filling her with life, before blossoming back out with a soft sigh. The kitchen, washed by sunlight and saturated with the fragrance of citrus soap, feels like home, whole, and perfect, even amidst chaos. She opens her eyes to the world again, and it feels different, as if the colors have deepened, the sounds enriched an ethereal blend of peace and presence. Each dish, each moment, echoes gently within her, a reminder that life unfolds in these simple acts. They weave the fabric of her existence, fragile yet strong, a thread connecting her to the rhythm of all that is. As Mia moves to wipe the counter, she carries with her an insight, a whisper of clarity. The present moment is where life truly exists, a canvas awaiting the brushstrokes of our awareness. In the simple act of washing dishes, she has discovered a way to embrace the world not just as it is, but as a sanctuary of mindful presence. And with each exploration of the everyday, we too can find the extraordinary in the ordinary, grounding ourselves in the beautiful ebb and flow of existence, feeling whole in our interconnectedness. Inhale deeply, letting the breath flow in like a gentle stream, and exhale softly, releasing any weight you carry on your shoulders. Allow yourself to settle into this moment, sensing the rhythm of your breath as it ebbs and flows, as predictable as the tides. Feel the support of the earth beneath you, solid and steady. In this space, there is nothing to do, nowhere to be. Simply let your awareness rest in the here and now, inviting a sense of openness and curiosity. The sun rose slowly through the kitchen window, its warm light spilling across the counter where last night's dinner dishes lay in quiet disarray. Each plate, fork, and glass was a small reminder of the moments shared, the laughter exchanged, and the meals enjoyed together. Today, they waited patiently for attention, their surfaces speckled with remnants of the past, like memories lingering at the edges of the mind as you approach the sink. The coolness of the porcelain contrasts with the sun's early warmth. The gentle sound of water starts to flow, a simple but profound invitation to presence. You watch as the droplets tumble from the faucet, each a tiny world reflecting the light, twisting and turning, disappearing into the basin below. You fill the sink, the soothing sounds wrapping around you like a soft cloak. Water, warm and inviting, invites your hands into its embrace. Dipping your fingers into the water, you feel the immediate contrast to the heat of the water on your skin draws your attention, pulling you deeper into the present. Each sensation ignites a subtle awareness, the smoothness of ceramic, the weight of silverware, and the poignant absence of other distractions. You immerse one plate after another, watching as the steam releases gently, rising like spirits into the air, permeating the space with a quiet intimacy. As you scrub, the motion becomes fluid. You can hear the soft scratching of the sponge against the smooth surface, a rhythm almost meditative. You let your thoughts come and go, like leaves on a stream, floating by and fading into the distance. Here and now, you have no need to chase or hold on to them, okay? Resting in this tactile experience, you realize that even the simplest act of washing dishes can envelop, okay, you in the richness of life, if only you allow it to. The scent wafting from the soapy water wrap around you, a fragrant blend of citrus and the saltiness of last night's meal, letting your breath descend deeper into your belly. You embrace these aromas without judgment, simply acknowledging their existence, savoring the play of sensations in and around you, and then the clatter of a spoon, the gentle reminder of connection, of familial bonds formed in the kitchen's warmth. You recall the laughter shared here, the conversations that ebbed and flowed like the water, and the quiet pauses filled with comfort. You pause for a moment, pausing as well as the sponge in your hand, allowing gratitude to seep into your heart. What a gift it is to be present with these moments, to take in the entirety of your experience. Sponge and soap in hand, your mind occasionally drifts, swept away by trailing thoughts, errands to run, to-do lists to complete. Yet, each time you gently guide it back to the task at hand, savoring the sound of water and the physicality of the work. Bubbles danced on the surface, catching the light and transforming your world into bright little orbs of joy, reminder of the little things that can spark unexpected delight. You remove one cleaned dish and set it aside, sending it to its home, a simple act, yet filled with intention. With every movement, you find a quiet alignment, a subtle understanding of the beauty in doing one thing at a time. A plate is placed down, a fork is washed, and a glass gleams in the light, each one a note in a harmonious symphony of domestic life. You take a step back, serving your handiwork, the sink, now filled with freshly washed dishes, their surfaces glistening like armor, ready for the next encounter. For now, they are still resting in their calm sanctuary. Noticing the transformation, you feel a profound sense of satisfaction blooming within you. It's an inner peace that radiates like the early sunlight streaming through the window as you finish rinsing the last plate. A thought arises. What else is present in this moment? You feel the light breeze through the slightly open window, brushing against your skin like a gentle caress. You hear the distant chirping of birds outside, their calls a melodic chorus of life waking up. Each note dances through the air, a reminder of the world beyond the kitchen. It's also reflective of the world within. With one last glance, you notice how dishwashing has morphed into a practice of mindfulness, a celebration of presence. The work of the hands, the flow of water, the myriad sensations, all elements interwoven in the fabric of this moment. You turn off the faucet, feeling the warmth of the air embrace you, and you take a breath, conscious, nourishing breath. The sweet essence of simplicity swells within you, mundane transformed into the extraordinary, all through a tender awareness cultivated in the act of being present. As you step back from the sink, final wave of reflection washes over you. You found a sense of ease in the present, a quiet reminder that even the simplest tasks can open doors to deeper awareness. It is here in the stillness, amid the steam and warmth, that life unfolds in its purest form, an invitation to stay awake in your own experience. Okay? As you move on from this moment, take that awareness with you. Let it anchor you through the day. Okay? And know that every moment is an opportunity to embrace the beauty of being alive. In this moment, invite yourself to settle. Find a comfortable place in your seat and allow your breath to flow gently, like the rise and fall of ocean waves. Feel the air as it enters your body, cool and refreshing, and embrace the warmth as it exits. Let your thoughts come and go, like clouds drifting lazily across a clear blue sky, observing them without attachment. Here, in the sanctuary of now, you are a witness to life's gentle unfolding. It was an ordinary afternoon, sun hanging in the sky like a golden medallion, casting soft rays through the kitchen window. The house was quiet, save for the subtle symphony of nature, outside birds chirping, leaves rustling in the gentle breeze. In the distant hum of life threading through the neighborhood, you found yourself standing at the sink, the familiar vessel of daily routine before you. With a deep breath, you turned on the faucet, and the water poured forth, glistening in the sunlight. Each drop, a tiny crystal, caught the light and danced as they fell, sending ripples of clarity through the sink below. As the water flowed, it held a purity that seemed to echo your desire for calmness in this bustling world. You reached for a dish. Its ceramic surface, cool and smooth against your palm, carried the remnants of yesterday's meal, perhaps a hint of tomato sauce clinging stubbornly to its edge. With gentle determination, you began to scrub away the traces, the sponge gliding across the surface, leaving a trail of foam that bubbled and swayed like a tiny wave on endless shores. In that simple act, you found a rhythm, a gentle dance between the sponge and the dish. The sound of scrubbing was soft, almost meditative, a quiet mantra in the stillness. As the suds formed and began to dissipate, you became aware of the fragrance of the dish soap, its light, citrusy scent wafting through the air, awakening memories of sunlit mornings spent in laughter and warmth. As you rinsed the dish, the water cascaded over it, washing away not just the remnants of food, but the little burdens of the moment. Each droplet fell away, and with them, you let go of thoughts that spiraled in your mind, considerations of tasks yet undone, and worries of what tomorrow may bring. Here, in this present, you could simply be. You shifted your attention to the steam emanating from the water, rising gently and swirling in the golden light. It reminded you of dreams, fragile and elusive, yet powerful enough to stir your heart. You allowed your gaze to follow the twists and turns of the steam, and in doing so, you felt anchored to the ground, connected to all that existed in the universe, the mundane and the miraculous alike. Moments turned into minutes. You continued with grace, the dishes becoming a collection of reflections on your day. A bright blue plate, painted with intricate patterns, told stories of family, dinners, and laughter shared. A humble glass, worn smooth by years of use, echoed moments of quiet contemplation, of sipping tea alone while the world rushed past, as you immersed yourself in the warmth of the water and the delicate choreography of washing. You began to notice the sensations of the experience more deeply. The warmth from the sink wrapped around your arms, lulling you into a state of serene awareness. The coolness of the air brushed lightly against your skin, a soft reminder of the balance between hot and cold, between doing and being. Your thoughts, once frenetic, began to settle, finding a gentle cadence in the rhythm of your breath and inhale and exhale. You let the sensation of the sponge become your anchor, the way it made contact with the dishes, reminding you of the many ways we touch the lives of others. It was a gift, this simplicity, the act of serving, nurturing, and creating space. With each new dish, you found yourself smiling softly, recognizing the beauty in routine, the grace in the ordinary. A single cup, embellished with delicate flowers, prompted a memory of an old friend. Laughter came flooding back as you recalled shared moments of joy and vulnerability. Each friend like a dish in its own right, unique, valuable, worthy of care. Knock on the door broke into your reverie, grounding you back to the here and now. You glanced out the window, noticing the light beginning to shift, painting the world in soft, amber hues. Still, the water ran endlessly, a stream of possibility, the current of life that continued on regardless of the changes around it. You reached the last dish, an inviting bowl, hand-painted and sturdy. As you washed it, you could feel the weight of its history, the labor of love that had crafted it? How many meals had it cradled? How many gatherings had it witnessed? The thought threaded through your heart, a deep appreciation for all the moments, big and small, that filled your life like the water that filled your sink as the final bubbles drifted away. You rinsed the bowl, watching the water cleanse it, sparkles dancing in the air. In this moment of completion, there was a stillness that enveloped you. You placed the bowl on the drying rack, each item standing like a testament to your day, to your journey, to your presence in this world. You turned off the faucet and took a step back, taking a moment to observe your surroundings. The kitchen was transformed by your quiet labor. It was now a space of possibility, a realm of peace. The dishes gleamed like little stories waiting to be told. Here, this space, you understood something. Deeper life is not just in the grand moments of achievement, but in the gentle pauses, in the simple rituals of care, in the drumming heartbeats of the present. As you stood in the tranquil glow of the kitchen, take a moment to breathe fully. In this stillness, remember the lessons of the water, its fluidity, its capacity to cleanse, and its gift of nourishing life. Carry this awareness with you, letting it seep into your heart and mind, a gentle reminder that each moment is an invitation to immerse in the present, to engage with the ordinary, and to embrace the dance of life unfolding around you. In this dance, may you find peace. In a world that can often feel rushed and chaotic, take a moment to arrive fully where you are. Notice your breath as it flows in and out, a gentle wave upon the shore of your consciousness. Feel the weight of your body supported by the ground. Beneath you, the pull of gravity softly cradling you in its embrace. With each breath, allow your thoughts to drift like clouds in a clear blue sky. Acknowledge them. And then gently return your focus to the here and now. In this space of presence, we will embark on a simple journey, an ordinary experience transformed into a sacred moment of mindfulness. It was a Thursday afternoon, a day much like any other, and within a cozy kitchen adorned with sunflowers, Margaret found herself standing before a small mountain of dishes. The sun streamed through the window, casting golden rays that danced upon the porcelain plates. She paused for a brief moment, inhaling the fresh scent of lemon from the dish soap nearby, a fragrant reminder of the simplicity that lay ahead. As she turned on the water, it began to flow, a gentle cascade that filled the sink. The sound was soothing, reminiscent of a distant stream echoing through the quiet of her home. Margaret lifted her hands, feeling the coolness of the water as it rushed over her fingers. It's a sweet connection to the elemental nature of existence. With each droplet that fell and splashed back into the basin, she allowed herself to be anchored in the moment. She picked up a plate, its surface cool and smooth against her palm. Queering remnants of yesterday's dinner adorned it, telling a silent story of nourishment and sustenance. With a sponge in hand, she dipped it into the warm, sudsy water, watching as it absorbed the suds, becoming a vessel of renewal. Each stroke of the sponge against the plate became a dance, a choreographed movement that mirrored the arc of her breath, slow, steady, deliberate. As she scrubbed, the rhythm of her actions began to quiet her mind. Thoughts flitted in and out, worries about the future, reminders of tasks undone. Yet, with each exhale, she released them, letting them float away like leaves carried on an autumn breeze. Here, standing in this temple of her kitchen, she allowed herself the grace of being wholly present. The plates, one by one, transformed under her attentive carriage a meditation. The water swirled and sparkled, catching the sunlight, and Margaret marveled at the way the bubbles danced, their forms luminous and fleeting. She became aware of the simple joys hidden within the task. The sound of the water, the gentle clinking of glass against glass, and the sudsy aroma wafting around her transformed her perception of the mundane. The world outside faded, and for that moment, only the plates, the water, and the air mattered. Time slowed to a gentle crawl, the tick of the kitchen clock melding into a soothing heartbeat that resonated deeper than her own. Each plate became a part of her, and as she rinsed them, the water cascading off felt like the burden of the past, washing away, refreshingly clear and liberating. She let her fingers glide across the rim of a porcelain bowl, its edges fine and delicate, a reminder of fragility. She took a moment to savor the sensation, running her nails ever so lightly along the edge, feeling the contours as if they were part of her own skin. This was not merely a chore, but a communion with the objects that surrounded her, a chance to forge a deeper connection to the everyday and the sacred. By now, sink swelled with unrestrained suds, a frothy sea bubbling with the promise of completion. With every scrub and rinse, she felt herself yielding to the present, her heart lightening, as if each dish released not just dirt, but the weight of concerns clamoring for her attention. The dishes became like stones dropped into a pond, sending ripples of clarity across the surface of her mind. Out of the corner of her eye, a tiny spider, determined and steadfast, crept along the windowsill, threading its way through the fine web it had spun. Margaret paused for a moment, captivated by its purpose, by the way it moved with intention. A reminder that all beings, no matter how small, possess their own role in this vast tapestry of life. She watched it weave, a dance of resilience and grace, and she felt an intrinsic connection, as if they were working in unison. She with the dishes, and it with its web dot, as the last plate gleamed brightly in her hands. Margaret lifted it toward the sunlight streaming through the window. Watching the light refract and dance across the surface, she gently set it down in the dish rack, surrounded by its fellow companions, gleaming like a constellation of small, cherished stars. In that moment, she surrendered to a profound sense of satisfaction. The kitchen was transformed, not only filled with clean dishes, but infused with the essence of her mindfulness, an elixir of presence that lingered in the air and wrapped around her like a warm embrace. She stood back and took a deep breath, feeling the peace that enveloped her. It wasn't merely about the completion of a task. It was a celebration of the here and now, a reminder that everyday moments can hold immense beauty and clarity. Each day we traverse through life may beckon with its own demands. But it is in these simple acts, washing dishes, brewing tea, folding clothes, that we can discover the extraordinary within the ordinary. As Margaret stepped back from the sink, she carried with her the shimmering awareness of the moment. The kitchen was bright with the fragrance of cleanliness and the sound of silence, a stillness that resonated deeply within her. It's understood now that peace is not found in the absence of noise or distraction, but in the embrace of the moment at hand. In each task lies the potential for mindfulness, and in mindfulness, the possibility of a quiet happiness that dances just beneath the surface of the mundane. With a gentle smile, she turned away, leaving the kitchen vibrant with the echoes of presents a newfound lightness in her heart that would accompany her through the remainder of her day. In this moment, as you settle in, let your breath be the anchor that gently invites you to the present. Allow yourself to arrive, aware of the weight of your body against the surface beneath you, and the soft rhythm of your breath coming and going, like waves caressing the shore. Close your eyes if it feels right, and as the world outside continues its dance, immerse yourself in the sanctuary of now. Notice the subtle hum of life around you, the whispers of air, the flutter of thoughts, so fleeting like clouds drifting across a clear blue sky. In this unfolding narrative, we will step into the art of everyday existence, finding peace in the simple act of being. It began on a gentle morning. Cadence seemed to embrace the day with a soft light filtering through the kitchen window. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee filled the air, mingling with the last remnants of yesterday's meals, plates and cups lined up like sentinels guarding the sink. You find yourself standing there, the warm water gushing forth from the tap, echoing, a soft symphony that resonates in your heart as you fill the basin. The water cascades with a bubbly song, a melody that invites awareness. Standing there, you might feel the warmth rise from the sink as the steam wraps around you like a gentle hug. The first dish, a ceramic plate with a history of shared meals, rests in your hand. You take a moment, just a moment, to feel its coolness, the smooth glaze under your fingertips. With the dish soap in your palm, you pour a small amount, watching as it transforms into a frothy cloud. Bubbles swirling, each reflecting tiny prisms of light. Breathe in, feel the scent, sharp yet soft. The fragrance of cleanliness that stirs a comforting familiarity deep within as you start to scrub. The sponge glides against the plate like a quiet whisper. The rhythmic motion is soothing, repetitive, gentle. Reminder of the beauty of routine. You match your breath to the cadence of your scrubbing. In and out, the dance of your breath harmonizing with the rhythm of your actions. You become aware of the sound of the water. It's a soft trickle against the porcelain, murmuring a soothing refrain. Each dish emerges from the soapy depths, revealing its polished surface, glistening like a jewel under the morning light. With each rinse, you let go of yesterday's tiny fragments of worry and doubt, drifting away with the warm, swirling water, disappearing down the drain. In this simple act, time softens, stretching into a vast expanse. You observe thoughts weaving in and out, some like leaves caught in a gentle breeze, others heavier, sinking like stones. Acknowledge them, these thoughts that float by, and let them be, like clouds passing over the expanse of your mind. No need to hold on or push away. Just allow them to drift, like smoke dissipating into the air. The song of birds enters through the window, filling the kitchen with their cheerful chorus. A soft breeze, carrying the scent of blooming jasmine from the garden, flutters by. And there's a moment to pause, where time stands still. You let the sound of the water and the birds intertwine. A tapestry of nature weaving itself through the fabric of your morning. The last dish comes to rest in the warm water. You take a moment to breathe, feeling the water against your skin as you plunge the sponge deep into the soapy embrace. As you scrub, it's as if you're polishing not just the plates, but your own heart, rinsing away the grime of yesterday's thoughts and fears, revealing the pure essence beneath the stillness that lies within. You take a moment to pause and look around. Observe the kitchen. It's the sunlight filtering through the leaves, casting playful shadows across the counter. In this space, you find tranquility. You notice a sensation in your chest, a gentle warmth, an expansion, a quiet pulse of gratitude for this very moment. This unremarkable, yet profoundly beautiful act of washing dishes. The water turns cooler now, the last remnants of warmth fading away. You reach for the drying cloth, its texture comforting against your hand. You pat each dish dry, the soft fabric absorbing the last of the droplets, and with each pat, the world around you comes into sharper focus. Each plate, each glass holds a story, a reminder of laughter shared, conversations rich with connection, moments treasured as you place the dishes on the shelf. You feel a sense of completion. It's a circle that is rounded back on itself and acknowledgement of the process of doing, the joy of presence. The task is not just about cleanliness. It's about connection with yourself, with the world around you. You stand for a moment at the sink, letting go of any lingering tension in your shoulders, dropping them down from where they'd inched, towards your ears, back into relaxation and the quiet aftermath of your effort. The kitchen is now a sanctuary, a witness to your blooming awareness. The light has shifted, casting a golden hue across the countertop, illuminating the space with a warmth that feels alive. You step back, and take a deep inhalation, a full belly breath that swells and expands, reaching every corner of your being. The world outside continues its bustle, but here, in this moment, with your hands dried and the kitchen cleaned, you find peace, a stillness that rests just below the surface of this ordinary day, a kind of stillness waiting for you to tap into it whenever you need. It is not the washing of dishes that brings joy, but the way in which you surrender to the act each moment, filled with intention, presence, and acceptance. As you move from the kitchen to the next part of your day, carry this awareness with a gentle reminder that mindfulness resides within the simplest of tasks, always available to touch your heart. Now, as you slowly return your attention to the space around you, bring with you the stillness you discovered in the act of being present. Let it fill you, an inner reservoir of calm you can draw upon whenever you need. With a gentle sigh, open your eyes if they were closed, and remember that in the fabric of everyday life, there is always the possibility to weave mindfulness, to find beauty and peace amidst the ordinary. Embrace this moment, for it is here, and so are you. As dawn breaks softly over the horizon, the world gently stirs from its slumber, inviting us to witness the unfolding day. Take a moment to settle into your breath, allowing the air to fill your lungs, and with each exhale, let go of any lingering thoughts. Feel the ground beneath you, steadfast and sure, a reminder of the present moment, which is all we truly have. In this sacred space, we begin our journey into the simple yet profound act of being, where stillness meets the rhythm of life in a sunlit kitchen. A woman stands before a sink full of dishes, the remnants of yesterday's meals clinging stubbornly to porcelain and silverware. No grand adventure lies ahead, just a quiet task in the early hours. As she rolls her sleeves up, she feels the cool rush of water flow from the faucet, a gentle stream that dances over her fingertips, waking her senses. Each plate, a story. Each glass, a moment captured. She approaches the task with curiosity, a tender mindfulness wrapping around her like a warm blanket. With the first dish, a bowl, she cradles it in her palms. The cool ceramic sends a shiver up her arms, and she notices the play of light against its surface, a radiant reflection of the morning sun. She lets the water cascade over it and notices how the bubbles form and pop, each one a little world of its own, fleeting and beautiful. Dishwashing, she reflects silently, is an act of love. She can feel the warmth of the sunlight spilling through the window, its golden hue illuminating the tiny kitchen, transforming it into a sacred space of stillness and intention. The light patterns dance on the countertop, swaying gently with the breeze from the open window. As she moves to the next dish, a fork, she focuses on its contours. The delicate prongs glint under the sun's embrace, and she finds herself pausing, captivated by the finely crafted metal. How many meals has this fork seen? What conversations were shared across the table as it clinked against plates? She imagines the laughter, the warmth of shared stories, and for a moment, it feels as if time slows, allowing her to sink deeper into her memories. The water turns warm beneath her hands, enveloping them in a soothing embrace. She inhales the faint scent of soap, a comforting blend of sweet and fresh that fills the air, mingling with the crispness of dawn. It brings her back to the present, to the rhythm of the moment, each scrub, each rinse, each gentle motion, and act of embracing her life as it unfolds. Her mind wanders briefly, as minds often do, flitting like a butterfly from the flowers of thought. What is the day ahead? The errands, the meetings, the expectations. She acknowledges these thoughts with gentle compassion, like watching clouds drift across a clear blue sky. She allows them to pass, returning her focus to the here and now. Feeling the reassuring weight of the sponge in her hand as she watches the suds gathering like snow on the surface of the plate. She becomes aware of the softness in her heart, a wellspring of gratitude for this very moment. She realizes how often she rushes through life, her focus on what lies ahead, forgetting the beauty ripe in the present. What a gift this is, she whispers softly to herself, to wash the dishes, to be here now. The rhythmic sound of running water becomes a melody, a lullaby for a restless mind. She listens carefully, absorbing the gentle splashes as the dishes come alive in the warmth of her hands. With each movement, she feels the connection between her and the water, the dishes, the sunlight seeping through the windows, and yes, even to herself. There is comfort in this simplicity, a reminder that being present is, perhaps, the most profound gift of all. Another fork slides from her grasp into the warm water. The sound of touch against touch, bringing her further into this moment. She notices her breath deepening, a natural flow echoing the rhythms of the water. She embraces the sensation of movement, of action, of engagement with the world and all its small imperfections. Each dish, every stubborn grease stain, every fleck of food is a chapter in a larger story of her life. There's a certain majesty in the mundane, she realizes. With each dish that glides over the surface of the soapy water, each imperfection, a testament to her humanness, she is reminded that it is in these acts of care that love is nurtured. She leans into it, allowing the warmth of the sun to spread across her back, a reminder of the energy surrounding her, and she finds herself smiling. Soon, a lingering silence descends, punctuated only by the serene sound of running water. She pauses, looking around the kitchen, transformed by the gentle light and the little acts of care she has poured into her morning. The dishes, now sparkling clean and stacked neatly on the drying rack, seem to reflect a newfound clarity in her heart. Created this moment, each intentional action weaving her deeper into life itself. As she stands there, she feels a shift. The weight of anticipation for the day ahead feels lighter somehow, as if the act of washing the dishes has released something within her. The to-do lists and responsibilities will still exist, but they will no longer place their heavy footprints on her heart. Instead, she chooses to honor each task as it arrives, allowing life to flow as freely as the water does from the faucet. With a final splash of water, she rinses off the last of the bubbles from her hands, reveling in the sensation as the cool liquid cascades over her wrists, washing away not just soap, but the remnants of preoccupation and worry. She feels a breath of relief, as if a weight has been lifted, a gentle reminder that all can be well, that there is beauty in the act of just doing that. She turns off the tap and wipes her hands on a soft towel. A sense of peace settles around her, a comforting silence wrapping itself around her heart. This simple act of washing the dishes has become a meditation, a reminder of the beauty of presence, of being, of fully embracing every moment as it arrives. And so she stands amidst the warm light of the kitchen, feeling the pulse of life within and around her, knowing that wherever the day may take her, she can always find her way back to this quiet rhythm of stillness, back to the water, back to the warmth, back to herself. In the hush of an early morning, as the sun stretches his arms, casting soft shadows across the kitchen floor, let yourself settle into the stillness. Tune in to the gentle rhythm of your breath, noticing how it comes and goes, just like the tide. Allow the chatter of the mind to quiet, if only for a moment. As you breathe, feel the body heavy, yet buoyant, like a leaf adrift on a stream. Each breath is a simple invitation to arrive fully in this moment, where everything opens up and the world can be just as it is. Imagine now, standing by the kitchen sink. The dishes lie before you, an array of earthy ceramic plates, a haphazard collection of stainless steel cutlery and delicate glassware that catches the light as it bends across the room. Each one tells a story of meals shared, laughter exchanged, perhaps a few quiet moments of solitude. The tap is turned on slowly. Warm water cascades forth, each drop dancing like a tiny prism in the light. Listen to the murmur of the water filling the Sinka's symphony of sounds that surrounds you. Feel the steam rise, a gentle kiss upon your skin, cradling you in its warmth. Close your eyes for just a moment and surrender to the auditory tapestry. Each note a reminder of the life surging around you. A soft sponge rests in your hand, its textured surface both familiar and comforting. As you dip it into the warm water, you can sense the heat gently enveloping your fingers, a lullaby of warmth that soothes your senses. The water sparkles like tiny jewels, each bubble a fleeting moment in time. And here they reach a reminder to cherish the present. You begin to lift the first plate, surface cool against your palm, a blank canvas waiting for the strokes of your attention. As the sponge glides over the porcelain, you catch the distinct scent of the sopathy and sweet, reminiscent of a warm summer day. Each stroke is a meditation, a conscious act of love that transforms the mundane into the precious. Notice how the sponge dances over the surface, creating a gentle rhythm, each swirl mimicking the cycles of life. You might find your thoughts drifting perhaps to the people who gathered around this plate, or to the laughter that echoed through the room, or even to moments when silence filled the space. As thoughts arise, acknowledge them like clouds passing in the vast sky of your mind. They are there, and then they soften and fade. Returning your focus to the present act of washing, in this act alone, the water shifts in color, becoming a cloudy silhouette of the past, and you rinse it away, allowing the memories to flow down the drain. No need to cling to them, just as the water flows back into the earth. The plates gleam now, each one becoming a mirror that reflects not just your face, but the essence of being clear, present, and alive. You move to the next dish, a bowl cradling the remnants of a cherished soup, its warmth still lingering in. Your hands a reminder of nourishment, of care. Each movement is deliberate. You take a moment to breathe as you scrub. Feel the foam rise between your fingers, playfully escaping as you wipe away the remnants of the day before. Here, in this simple act, each sensation's lick soap, warm water, gentle friction brings you home to yourself. The rhythm continues, each dish a note in the melody of your morning. As you wash and rinse, you might notice the light filtering through the window, transforming each droplet of water into a tiny universe of its own. Within this ordinary moment is the extraordinary essence of life, fluid, changing, and ever present. You pause now, just for a moment, and stand still, savoring the sensations around you. The air is rich with the scent of soap and the earthiness of clean water. Allow yourself to feel gratitude for this moment, for this experience. It is enough. Each dish washed carries with it the weight of existence, and yet, in the act of cleansing, there is a release, a letting go of what is no longer necessary as you reach for the final dish. A slender wine glass that is now clear and bright. Hold it gently in your hands. Feel its delicate balance, fragile yet enduring. You might reflect on the joy that this glass has witnessed, the toasts celebrating life's greatest moments. Wash it with reverence, acknowledging all that has passed from hand to glass. From heart to heart, with a final rinse, you set the glass aside, a symbol of completion, and as you turn off the tap, the water's murmur fades to silence. And in that stillness, a profound sense of peace settles into the heart. A gentle echo of presence that resonates deep within. The kitchen is now filled with the quiet aftermath of your labor, the dishes neatly stacked, each one a testament to the nourishment as much as to the mindfulness that accompanied their cleansing. Take a moment to step back and admire the bright shine of the porcelain life in every reflection. Breathe in deeply, embracing this moment of completion. Notice how the energy in your body feels alive, invigorated, nourished by the simplicity of the present. The cycle of washing and rinsing is not just an act of cleaning. It is a return to the self, a reminder that within the everyday, there exists a profound serenity. As you leave this moment, carry the stillness with you, knowing that the gentle symphony of life's moments continues on, and you are a part of its beautiful unfolding. In the quiet embrace of a morning, when the sun descends gently upon the world and the day unfolds in soft hues, take a moment to settle in. Allow yourself to arrive fully in this moment, to feel the gentle rise and fall of your breath, like the waves kissing the shore. Close your eyes, if you wish, and listen to the sounds around you, the rustle of leaves, the distant call of a bird, the rhythmic dance of your breath. Here, in this stillness, all is as it should be. You are invited to immerse yourself in a simple act, to revel in the beauty of the present moment that carries the essence of your being. In a small, sunlit kitchen, a woman named Clara stands at the sink, surrounded by the lingering aroma of breakfast. The gentle hum of a quiet morning wraps around her like a warm shawl. She rolls up the sleeves of her shirt, feeling the soft cotton against her skin. The water runs clear from the faucet, cascading like a soft waterfall, its sound blending harmoniously with the ticking clock on the wall, a reminder of the passage of time. As she prepares to wash a small mountain of dishes from the meal just shared, Clara lets the water run until it feels warm against her fingers. As she dips her hands into the soapy warmth, she can feel the slickness of the bubbles gathering around her fingers. The suds rise in frothy peaks, creating delicate shapes that dance and shimmer in the sunlight streaming through the window. Each dish before her tells a story: the chipped mug from her grandmother, the plate she bought on her journey to the coast, the mixing bowl that has seen countless family gatherings. She picks up the first dish, its surface still bearing the remnants of the past meal, smear of jam and a few drops of milk. The soft sponge sinks into the water, absorbing the warmth, and she brings it to the plate, moving it in slow, deliberate circles. As she does, she feels the texture of the dish under her fingers, smooth where it's been polished, rougher where it hasn't. Here, in this seemingly mundane task, Clara finds herself fully present, her thoughts gently drifting like clouds across a summer sky. Neither clinging nor resisting, with each stroke of the sponge, Clara begins to notice the sensations all around her, the way the water splashes softly against the porcelain, the faint whisper of her breath mingling with the sound of the flowing water. She feels the warmth envelop her hands, the gentle swirls of steam rising into the air, a soft caress upon her face. There is a quiet rhythm to the task, and Clara dances in tune with the flow of water and the rise of bubbles, surrendering herself to the moment as she moves from plate to cup to fork. Her mind occasionally flits away, thought about the day ahead, a worry about a friend. Yet, each time, Clara gently guides her awareness back to the sensations in her hands and the sounds around her. She embraces this gentle ebb and flow of her thoughts, allowing them to pass, much like leaves floating down a stream. There is no rush, no need to judge herself for wandering. With each pass of the sponge, she simply returns in the quietude of her task. She notices the sunlight glinting off the water as though the kitchen were alive with tiny diamonds. Clara stops for a heartbeat, mesmerized by the play of light. Each drop that captures the beam holds its own little world, a glimmer of perfection within imperfection. She allows herself to smile, the corners of her lips lifting effortlessly. The act of washing dishes has become a moment of gratitude, an acknowledgement of the tiny miracles that dwell within the simplicity of daily life. Lost in her rhythm, Clara feels a gentle sense of connection, though she is alone in the kitchen. She senses the presence of love in the dishes she cleans, each one embodying memories shared with those she cares for. She remembers the laughter around the table, the stories spun over meals, the comfort of shared spaces. The water splashes gently against her hands, as if to say, "This is life. It is here, and it is sacred." Settling deeper into the moment, Clara becomes aware of the rising sound of the water, the way the ripples breathe life into the mundane routine. It is now a symphony, the soft clink of metal against glass, the gentle gurgle of the drain, the rustle of the soap bubbles as they glide away. The world outside fades into the background. Time stretches, becoming elastic. No longer a straight line, but a rich tapestry woven with each breath. The dishes gradually dwindle, and with each one that leaves her hands, Clara feels a lightness inside her chest, a release of something unneeded, perhaps the worry of tomorrow's tasks or the weight of yesterday's concerns. She watches as each dish, once full of food, now gleams under her touch, each one transformed by the simple act of care. As she finishes rinsing the last plate, she observes the water swirling down the drain, a mini whirlpool of reflections, and light, slowly whispering its goodbye. She stands for a moment, hands still in the sink, the water now cooling around her. With a gentle sigh, Clara releases the warmth into the surrounding air, lifting her gaze to meet her own reflection in the small window above the sink, of face softened by the act of presence, heart held tenderly in the moment. The sink now empty, Clara wipes her hands on a soft towel, feeling the fibers against her skin, grounding herself once again in the here and now. She takes a deep breath, savoring the sweetness of the air, tinged with the scent of soap and warm wood. There is fullness in this conclusion, an acknowledgement that each day contains countless opportunities for mindfulness, if only we choose to meet them. With her heart full of quiet joy, Clara steps back from the sink and lets the moment linger a little longer. As the quiet of the kitchen envelops her, she realizes that life, in its essence, is an ongoing act of washing dishes, interplay of tasks and thoughts, moments of connection and solitude. She understands that each second holds a gleaming invitation to presence, a reminder that within every ordinary act lies the extraordinary, waiting to be seen. With a final breath, Clara carries the stillness forward into her day, grateful for the quiet magic of being fully alive. In the quiet of the evening, as the world begins to lay down its burdens, find a comfortable place to settle. Allow your breath to become your guide, gentle, rhythmic, and profound in its simplicity. Inhale deeply, feeling the cool air fill your lungs, and exhale softly, releasing the weight of the day. Here, beside the ebb and flow of your breath, there exists a sanctuary, a moment suspended in time where you can simply be. Let each thought drift like clouds across a vast blue sky, allowing sensations, sounds, and stillness to weave together. In this tapestry of now, imagine, if you will, the soft patter of rain on a window pane, a gentle invitation to pause and savor the quietude surrounding you. As the droplets create tiny rivers that wind down the glass, picture yourself drawn to the kitchen, where the warm light spills across the countertop, illuminating the familiar chaos of a lived-in space. Here, the day's remnants linger, a collection of dishes scattered from meals crafted and shared. Each plate and mug tells a story, a moment of laughter, a sigh of comfort, a celebration of unity. With a delicate breath, you approach this humble array, allowing your feet to ground themselves against the cool tiles. The air is fragrant, with the mingling scents of soap and lingering spices, a reminder of nourishment and care, both given and received. You fill the basin with warm water, watching as the steam rises, quilling and twisting like tendrils of thought as you immerse your hands into the soapy warmth. Feel the sensation envelop you. Notice how the heat seeps into your skin, creating a space of warmth, a retreat from the coolness of the evening air. The dishes emerge from their day, waiting patiently. And you pick up the first plate, a simple white canvas, now marked with remnants of a beloved meal. As you hold the plate, take a moment to observe its texture smooth, cool, its surface slightly curved under your fingers. The sponge glides across, caressing and soothing the surface. With each sweep, you feel the hard remnants dissolve and loosen, and in this moment, there is no rush. Each rise and fall of your breath mirrors the motion as you wash away the day, one plate at a time. Listen to the sound of the water splashing gently, the rhythm soft and consistent. Perhaps it reminds you of a distant ocean, waves rolling into the shore, caressing the earth. In this kitchen, you find your own shoreline, the steady cadence of your actions, bringing you back to this moment, the here and now, where all else fades into the background. You move to the next dish, a colorful bowl cradling memories of laughter and warmth. As you scrub, the colors dance in the light, a mosaic of experience unfolding before your eyes. Each bubble that forms upon the surface carries with it the laughter shared, the moments cherished. What stories lie within these curves? What whispers lace between bites of food and sips of drink? With your hands submerged, feel the texture of the sponge, its gentle resilience against your palms. You notice how it yields to your movements, and in this give and take, how you, too, yield to the experience, surrendering to the act of washing. Each dish becomes a meditation. It's a marker of gratitude for the nourishment provided and the connections forged in the quiet solitude. Thoughts may rise like ships upon the horizon, beckoning for your attention. Some carry the weight of worries, while others unfurl memories of past joys. Gently, you watch them pass by, acknowledging their presence without attachment, allowing them to drift back into the sea of your mindful awareness. You dip a cup into the soothing embrace of the soapy water, the familiar handle fitting snugly into your grasp. As you wash it, you find your mind easing, clarity emerging like light breaking through the clouds. In this simple act, your thoughts begin to settle. It's the noise of the outside world growing distant. You hear the subtle symphony of life continuing. Beyond your kitchen, the patter of rain intensifying, the distant rumble of thunder a reminder of nature's power. Yet here, in your sanctuary, all is calm. Each moment feels expansive, ripe with possibility. The movement of your hands, the warmth of the water, and the rising steam create a tapestry of presence. Continuing your rhythmic movements, stack the cleansed dishes upon a rack, one by one, letting them dry in the quiet air. Each piece finds a place of belonging, a moment of completion in the dance of your evening. Take a breath, savoring the peace that envelops you, the stillness washing over like a gentle tide. As you finish, turn your gaze towards the window. The raindrops are now a symphony, filling the space with a soothing melody that invites reflection. In this moment of stillness, recognize how the rhythms of life unfold continuously, how they shape and mold our experiences. It is this very presence that carries you through both in the depths and the shallow moments of the day, with the last of the dishes taken care of. You dry your hands on a towel, the fabric soft and comforting against your skin. In this act of completion, you find renewal, a gentle release. The day has offered its gifts, and you have received them fully and wholeheartedly. Take a moment to stand still, feeling the gravity of the ground beneath your feet, the texture of the air that cradles you. Listen to the sustained whisper of the rain, like a lullaby for your spirit, a reminder of the ever-flowing ease of existence. As you step away from the kitchen, carry this moment with earring space of grounding, of peace, a reminder that amidst the waves of life, there exists a stillness that you can always return to. Here, in the heart of your experience, you find clarity and calm, an anchor in the vast ocean of being. When you choose to engage with the ordinary, to wash away the mundane, you open the door to the extraordinary. Right here in the present moment, embrace this knowing and let it settle softly within. For within you lies the sanctuary of stillness, ready to be encountered again and again. As you settle into this moment, take a deep breath, allowing the air to fill your lungs. Feel the rise and fall of your chest, a gentle reminder of your presence here and now. Let your shoulders soften as the world outside begins to fade, making room for the stillness within. Notice how the space around you welcomes you silent, unhurried, embracing. Together, let us embark on a journey that unfolds at the rhythm of your own heartbeat, where the ordinary becomes extraordinary in the tapestry of mindfulness. Imagine a quiet afternoon where the sky is a canvas of gray, its clouds heavy with promise. You find yourself in a simple kitchen, the late sun filtering through the window, illuminating the gentle swirls of dust dancing in the air. It's a sanctuary of sorts, a space where the cacophony of the world subsides, and all that exists is the alluring quietude awaiting you as you stand at the sink. The warm water cascades from the faucet, a gentle torrent cascading over your hands as you immerse them in the soothing embrace of warmth. With each droplet, feel the soft caress upon your skin, a reminder of life's small joys. You take a moment to breathe deeply, inhaling the clean scent of the dish soap. Sharp yet comforting, a fragrance infused with the memories of home-cooked meals and friendly gatherings. The dishes before you reflect the story of the day faded. Floral patterns on plates, remnants of laughter and shared moments, some draped in the remnants of sundry meals, a testament to nourishment shared. With a sponge in hand, you tilt the first plate toward the light, observing the way the water clings, tiny beads gathering and glistening, momentarily suspended before surrendering to gravity, spiraling down to join the others in the basin. As you begin to scrub, the rhythmic motion becomes a form of meditation. Each circle you trace is a momentary journey, a dance of intention. Notice how the sponge glides over the china, the texture of the plate beneath it a smooth expanse. A dash of warmth lingering just beneath the surface, echoing the essence of those who have gathered before you, their hearts woven into the fabric of family meals. You listen now, truly listen to the sound that envelopes you, the gentle splash of water, the melody of a distant bird calling from the trees outside, the subtle rustling of leaves stirred by a soft breeze. Each sound harmonizes in a soothing chorus, echoing the cadence of your breath, slowing the relentless march of time. You feel the weight of distractions lighten, falling away like the bubbles that rise and pop in the soapy water, liberating you into this moment. Letting go of judgment, you watch as bits of food float to the surface, watching white specks drifting, disappearing, much like fleeting thoughts. They come, they linger, and they leave. And so too, you can allow your thoughts to wander. Feel the gratitude for the nourishment each meal has brought, and with it, the ability to wash the past away, rediscovering the simplicity of the now. Continuing your work, you move to the next dish, an earthy clay bowl, the texture of its surface familiar under your fingertips. You can feel the weight of it, grounding you more fully in this now. It tells stories of family recipes, vibrant gatherings, laughter echoing like music. As you scrub, you notice not just the grime, but the history. It's a connection, the life that nourishes the soul. Savor the sensation of the water as it drizzles over your wrist, cool yet somehow revitalizing, sending a gentle shiver up your arm, awakening the senses. Each movement becomes deliberate, your body swaying slightly as the rhythm of washing draws you deeper into the moment. A keen awareness unfolds like a flower blooming in your mind, revealing the beauty nestled within the ordinary. You take a moment to look out the window, The rain has begun to fall, gentle patters growing into a magnificent symphony playing on rooftops, sidewalks, whispering through the leaves. Each droplet falls, a fleeting moment in time, merging effortlessly into pools on the ground. Each drop, a reminder of life's continuity, a mirror to your own gentle spirals of thought. As they ebb and flow like waves against the shore of your consciousness, you feel the warmth on your back from the sun that still fights to claim its space amidst the gray. Here you are alive, present in the here and now, the water flowing, the dish in your hands, the rain softening the edges of the world outside, a delicate fusion of warmth and coolness, comfort and renewal. With the final dish rinsed clean, you hang the dishcloth to dry, a still life completed. As you step back, take a moment to appreciate the quiet gleam of the plates, the glistening silverware, a testament to your presence and care. You look around your small sanctuary, imbued with your gratitude, the serenity of simplicity washing over you, and in this quiet interlude, you realize you are not just cleaning dishes. You are participating in life, savoring each moment, connecting deeply with the rhythm of existence. The mundane transcends the ordinary, intertwining past and present, wrapping around your heart like a gentle embrace as the rain continues its soft dance against the window. The world outside feels distant, blurred, yet inviting. You can hear the faint sound of the wind weaving through the branches, a gentle reminder of resilience, of transformation. In the distance, the murmur of life goes on, but here, in this moment, within the confines of this kitchen, you are at peace. In the stillness of this moment, embrace the understanding that simplicity holds great wisdom. Let the cycle of washing and cleaning, of breathing and being, remind you that every ripple of kindness contributes to the tapestry of life. As you stand in this tranquility, carry the essence of this mindful encounter with you, and as you leave, remember that life, much like this raindrop, is a fleeting gift that invites you to fully immerse yourself in its beauty, just as it is. In this moment, as you find a comfortable position, allow your breath to gently guide you into a world where time unravels its grip and space becomes an embrace. Picture yourself settled in a quiet corner of your life, a sanctuary where the noise of the day fades like echoes lost in the wind. Feel the ground beneath you, supporting you as your breath flows in and out, a natural rhythm inviting you to let go. Notice how each inhalation draws in a sense of freshness, and each exhalation releases the weight of unneeded thoughts. Here, amid the gentle stillness, you are invited to journey into the ordinary, where mindfulness waits patiently, ready to unveil the beauty within the commonplace. The sun hung low in the afternoon sky, casting a warm golden hue over the kitchen, where Emily found herself standing, hands immersed in soapy water. The day had unfurled like an unbound scroll, dotted with tasks, conversations, and the subtle hum of life beyond the window. Yet, here she was, alone with the sink full of dishes, quiet reprieve from the busyness that swirled outside. She turned on the faucet, watching the water cascade like a silver waterfall. The sound was a gentle chorus, soft and soothing, a reminder of the present moment unfolding before her. As the water mixed with the fragrant soap, tiny bubbles began to dance, swirling and glistening under the afternoon light. Each bubble was a tiny world of its own, shimmering with potential and promise, reflecting Emily's softened gaze. With purpose, she lifted the first plate and brought it closer, feeling its cool ceramic surface against her palms. The juxtaposition of warmth from the sun and the chill of the plate invited her to focus. As she dipped the plate into the soapy water, the surface broke and fizzled, sending up little sprays that sparkled like tiny stars suspended in mid-air. In that moment, she felt the water run down her hands, the warmth of the sink contrasting with the coolness of the plate. She allowed herself to be present, surrendering to the sensations, the slickness of the soap sliding against her hands, the gentle scrubbing of the sponge against the plate. She closed her eyes for just a heartbeat, letting the world around her slip away. Immersing herself fully in this tactile experience, her breath deepened, a soft wave flowing in and out as she scrubbed the plate, wiping away the remnants of yesterday's meal. Thoughts drifted like leaves on a stream, gently, without force. A reminder about a friend's birthday, the groceries needing to be bought, a fleeting worry about an upcoming meeting. Rather than pushing them aside, she observed them, like clouds drifting through a vast, open sky, fragile and light, carrying no weight in this sacred act of washing, rinsing the plate. She delighted in watching the clear water chase the bubbles away, leaving behind a surface so bright it caught the sunlight in a dazzling embrace. It was a small victory in the day, a moment of clarity amidst the complexity of life. Its blade glided through her hands, and she placed it carefully on the drying rack. Each placement deliberate, marked by a simple act of care. Next came the silverware, each piece a memory from shared meals, laughter echoing through the years. The fork's prongs, the smooth surface of the spoon, the simple elegance of the knife spoke a story. As she washed them, she found joy in the rhythm up and down, side to side, her mind reaching a state of effortless flow. The sound of metal clinking softly against the ceramic sink was a calming symphony, setting a pace that felt both unhurried and complete. Outside, the distant laughter of children playing wove itself into her awareness, a reminder that life continued, a stream of energy and joy flowing in and out of the homes hugged tightly together in her neighborhood. She smiled at the thought, letting it linger like the aftertaste of a rich meal, nourishing and sweet. With each passing moment, a spaciousness grew within her, quiet yet alive, where worries softened and the labyrinth of her mind faded into the background. She was fully within the act of washing the dishes, in communion with the materials of life, surrendering to the movementine elegant dance between action and stillness. When she moved to the pots and pans, the clatter filled the air, grounding her in the present. She ran the sponge over where their surfaces had once held the heat of a meal, scrubbing away the remnants of a nurturing fire. Chunks of yesterday melted into foam, dissolving into the soapy water, and Emily felt an inexplicable sense of release. Each pot transformed, no longer weighed down by moments past, but instead reflecting her care as they emerged renewed, one by one. Each item returned to the drying rack, a collection of stories waiting patiently to be resourced again. Emily's heart, like the dishes, was lighter with every pass. She paused only to chant a soft gratitude for each piece, recognizing their place in her life and the love that had surrounded them all. As the last pan slid into place, she took a moment to lean against the counter where sunlight bathed her in warmth. The air was still. She could hear the nearly imperceptible hum of the refrigerator, the faint ticking of the clock on the wall, a metronome steadying the pulse of her world. She closed her eyes, breathing deeply, allowing the warm light to seep into her being. Time seemed to stand still as the weight of her day came into view. Each task, each thought, now softened, no longer urgent, but merely present. In this small refuge, she felt the hands of stillness holding her close. Perhaps, if only for a moment longer, she could linger in this simplicity, the gentle act of washing. A dance with her thoughts, a dialogue with her surroundings. The universe, vast and unfathomable, echoed within this very space, connected by the water slipping through her fingertips in the silence. Insights emerged, like dawn breaking through the night. Life is the ordinary, the simple acts that stitch together the fabric of our days. This moment, this very vessel of mindfulness in washing dish, is reminded her that beauty unfurls in the present, easily found if only we stop to look. as she wiped her hands on a soft cloth. Emily held precious the experience of being fully immersed in this small task. She had found the stillness beneath the surface, that quiet heart beating in the rhythm of the mundane. Realizing the power of awareness, she carried it gently with her like the warmth of the sun, now fading into the horizon, taking her mindfulness into the world awaiting just beyond her kitchen door. In this simple practice, she knew she could return again whenever she needed to be held in the arms of stillness. As you settle into this moment, take a slow, deep breath. Allow the air to fill your lungs completely, holding it gently for a heartbeat before releasing it, letting go of any tension or worry. Notice the weight of your body where it meets the ground, the chair, or the softness of the bed. Feel the connection to the earth beneath you as it supports you unconditionally. As you breathe in, invite in the freshness of dawn, and as you breathe out, release the remnants of yesterday. Allow your awareness to gently unfurl like a petal opening to the sun, welcoming the day with its infinite possibilities. Imagine, if you will, a quiet kitchen bathed in the soft, golden light of morning. The sun has just begun to rise, casting delicate shadows that dance across the countertops, while the world outside stirs to life. You find yourself standing in front of the sink, the air rich with the aroma of brewed coffee, a soothing backdrop to your thoughts. Your hands dip into the warm water, a comforting embrace swirling around them like a gentle caress. As you begin to wash the dishes from the night before, you can hear the soft clinking of dishes as they touch one another in a steady, rhythmic splash of water cascading over plates and glasses. With each breath, you become aware of the steam rising, a delicate mist that mingles with the fresh air entering the kitchen, inviting you deeper into the moment. You reach for a plate, its surface smooth and cool against your skin as you lather it with soap. Notice how your fingers glide across the surface, feeling the texture, the subtle ridges and curves. Each movement a choreography of mindfulness draws you further into the present. There is no rush. The world outside can wait. Each dish offers a new chance to connect, to ground yourself in the here and now. A quiet thought arises, whispering about the day ahead. You acknowledge it, like a passing cloud in the sky, allowing it to drift by without holding on. The dish once just an object now becomes a vessel of awareness, a reminder of the beauty in the simplicity of your actions. As you rinse the plate, you take a moment to feel the cool water pouring over your hands. It cascades off your fingertips, sparkling in the light. With each drop that falls, allow yourself to let go of any lingering thoughts. Here, in this moment, there is only the water, the plate, and you. The connection is profound, yet effortless. Next, you reach for a mug, a cherished one, adorned with a pattern of blossoms from spring past. You pause, reflecting on the memories intertwined with its ceramic embrace. Perhaps it held coffee shared with a friend, or the comfort of a warm tea on a rainy night. As you wash it, infuse each stroke with gratitude. Appreciate the stories it carries, the warmth it has offered. The gentle sounds of the kitchen echo around you, water flowing, the soft patter of droplets hitting the sink. No other noise is needed, just this symphony of the mundane transformed into something sacred in its very simplicity. You feel each nook of your existence, the warmth of the sun on your back, the scent of the fresh coffee, the coolness of the dish in your hand, and the gentle rhythm of your breath. Time stretches, each second a precious bead on the string of your experience. As the last plate is washed and the bubbles swirl down the drain, take a moment to look around. The kitchen feels alive, vibrant in its stillness. Light glints off the clean dishes, casting tiny rainbows against the wall, as if the universe itself is rejoicing in the moment you have created, a dance of clarity and peace. Standing there, you breathe deeply again, feeling a quiet shift within. A sense of calm envelops you, as though you have woven yourself into the very fabric of the day. No longer just an activity, washing dishes has become a practice, a presence, a gentle reminder that each moment, no matter how small, holds the potential for awakening. As you dry your hands on a plush towel, you allow your thoughts to settle like dust on a sunbeam. Pictures of the day loom on the horizon of your mind, but now they seem distant. With the clarity of the here and now providing a soothing balm, you tuck the towel away and walk to the window, where the outside world begins to bloom. Green leaves shimmer in the sunlight, and birds chirp their symphonies of welcome to the day. As you witness this gentle unfolding, you recognize that your heart is a mirror to this tranquil scene, allowing peace and love to radiate forth. Take a moment to simply stand, observing, integrating the beauty that surrounds you. Each breath is a bridge into stillness, inviting you to continue the day with the spirit of mindfulness, to walk through life with this sense of presence as your guide, as you gently return your awareness to the room you are in, to carry with you the warmth of the morning's embrace, the clarity of washing each dish with intention, and the understanding that calm resides within you, ready to unfurl in moments of stillness throughout your day. Let this awareness be a gentle reminder that each act, however simple, is an invitation to be fully present, to find peace in the rhythm of existence, and to recognize that the beauty of life often lies in the quiet, unassuming moments. In this moment, as the world stirs softly awake, let us take a breath together. Inhale deeply, filling your lungs with the cool, crisp air of morning. Feel the gentle rise of your chest, the life force within. And as you exhale, let go of the restlessness that pulls at you from yesterday or dangles before you like shimmering promises of tomorrow. Here, in the space between breaths, is a quiet sanctuary, an invitation to immerse ourselves in the beauty of the present. Allow the gentle embrace of this moment to cradle you, letting awareness unfurl like a delicate petal in the soft light of dawn. As the first light of dawn crept across the horizon, a tender warmth painted the sky in hues of soft gold and pale lavender. Within a cozy kitchen, where pots and pans lay scattered like dreams half-formed, a woman named Alara stirred from slumber, her heart echoing the rhythm of the waking sun. The house, a vessel of laughter and memories, held the faint scent of yesterday's dinner, now a distant whisper in the cacophony of the morning's promise. Alara moved with dreamy purpose, her bare feet kissing the cool, tiled floor beneath her. She paused before the window, her breath fogging the glass as she gazed at the world outside, a garden still dappled in shadows. Weirdew clung to the grass like tiny jewels glimmering in the dawn light. The soft chirping of robins drifted through the air, a gentle reminder of the life that surrounded her, steering her thoughts away from the busyness that often beckoned. She turned toward the sink, ready to embrace the simple act of washing the dishes. She filled the basin with warm water, watching as the steam curled languidly into the air, each tendril dancing with the rhythm of the soft morning breeze that slipped through the open window. She let her hands enter the water, fingers enveloped in the warm embrace of liquid warmth, feeling the small bubbles rise like tiny stars to break against the surface. Each plate, each cup, lay before her, remnants of laughter and nourishment, silent testament to shared moments. She picked up the first dish, a sturdy ceramic plate adorned with bright blue flowers, and breathed its texture into her awareness. The smooth coolness beneath her fingers invited her to explore the sensations fully. She rubbed her thumb across the rim, tracing the delicate pattern, feeling the slight indentations that spoke of the artisan's craft. As she watched, the sound of the water splashing became a gentle symphony, a rhythm that mirrored the beats of her heart. The soap shimmered in the sunlight, creating a canopy of glistening pearls that floated freely, playful and uninhibited. She allowed her mind to quiet, settling into the synchrony of her movements, letting each wash, rinse, and place become a mantra, grounding chant that tethered her to the moment. With each scrape of food from the plate, memories unfolded. The hearty laughter of her family gathered around the table, the stories shared over steaming meals, the love poured into every dish. Each moment was a treasure, a reminder of the fragility and fullness of life. The warmth of those memories blended with the warmth of the water, and a feeling of gratitude began to bloom within her, delicate as the petals of a spring flower dot. As she moved to the next dish, a large chipped bowl that carried the weight of many meals, she noticed a small crack running along its edge. Instead of shying away, she leaned in, allowing herself to contemplate the imperfection. This bowl, despite its flaw, still held the warmth of the meals, shared, a testament to resilience. She understood then that imperfections tell stories. They bear the marks of time, of love, and the lives that shape us. She cradled the bowl in her hands and smiled softly, feeling an unexpected sense of kinship. The soapy water slid pleasantly across her skin as she rinsed each dish, the warm droplets rolling down her arms, each drop an invitation to pay attention, to feel alive. A neighbor's laughter drifted through the open window, sweet and unguarded, bringing forth a sense of connection. It was a reminder that life thrived all around her, vibrant and undemanding. Just like the water gliding over her hands, she paused, slipping into stillness, her body moving with the rhythm of her breath. In that moment, she felt the connection, not just to the dishes, but to a vast web of life, a tapestry interwoven with threads of joy, sorrow, and everything in between. The act of washing became a sacred ritual, a return to simplicity, where thoughts could drift like clouds across an endless sky, free and accepting. A few minutes turned into an hour. Yet time felt fluid, malleable, as if it too was washing over her like the bubbles spilling from the sink. With every dish completed, she set them aside to dry, their surfaces gleaming in the morning light, radiating a quiet sense of accomplishment. She basked in the tranquility that filled the space around her, the stillness settling in her heart like a gentle sigh as she wrapped up her chore. She glanced out the window once more, noticing the sun climbing higher, casting golden light upon the earth, illuminating everything it touched. The garden, now alive with color and vibrancy, echoed, the symphony of life waking from its slumber. In that moment, she felt the beauty of each pause in her day, the stillness in her breath, the joy in her heart, the warmth in her hands. With a final glance at the kitchen, each dish washed and every corner brightened with possibility, Ilara stepped outside. She let the cool morning breeze kiss her cheeks, filling her lungs with the sweetness of life unfurling. The world hummed with the quiet promise of the day ahead, a canvas yet to be painted with the colors of experience. In that sacred space, Ilara carried with her the insights of her morning, each simple act wrapped in wonder, echoing the importance of presence. She allowed the dawn to wash over her, both within and without, feeling grounded, alive, and ever so gentle with herself in the unraveling day. As the sun drapes its golden cloak over the world, may we carry this essence of presence within us. Just like the dishes washed and set aside, may we find beauty in the simplicity of everyday actions, and remember that each moment offers an invitation to engage fully, to witness, and to simply be. Here, in the sanctuary of the present, peace dwells around and within us, waiting for us to recognize it with open hearts. In the stillness of the moment, invite your breath to gently flow in, and then to find its way back out. Allow yourself to settle into the warmth of your seat, noticing how the body supports you. With each breath, feel the rise and fall of your chest, a gentle reminder of the life that courses through you. As thoughts drift in and out, acknowledge them without judgment, like clouds passing through a vast sky. Here, in this quiet space, let the stories of your day recede into the background as we embark on a simple journey into presence, into the tender embrace of the now. Imagine for a moment the kitchen in the late afternoon. To the sun, now softening its glare, stretches golden fingers through the window, casting gentle patterns upon the floor. It is a warm, inviting light that beckons you to pause, to breathe, and to be. The world outside hums of familiar tune carts passing by. The laughter of children playing, the distant sound of a dog barking, and yet here, in this little sanctuary, time feels suspended. Before you, the sink fills with dishes, remnants of the day's nourishment, plates stained with the colors of vegetables, silverware glistening with the echo of shared moments, and a pot that has held the essence of warmth, heart, and spice. The task before you is simple yet profound, a chance to immerse yourself fully. In the act of washing dishes, as you turn on the faucet, water rushes forth, a clear stream that dances and tumbles over each surface. The sound fills the room, a soothing melody, harmonizing with the gentle sigh of breathing. With the first touch of water against porcelain, notice the coolness against your fingers, slippery sensation mingling with soap, and the delicate fragrance of lemon that curls into the air. For a moment, allow your focus to narrow. Settle into the experience of washing. As you pick up the first dish, feel its weight, its cool surface against your palms. Air is a plate that is held. Laughter, a vessel that carried sustenance, not just for the body, but for the soul. You dip it into the warm water, feel the swirl of bubbles lather around its edges, and as you begin to scrub, let the rhythm of your movements match the pulse of the water. Each stroke becomes a dance, each bubble a tiny world of its own, shimmering in the light with every pass of the sponge. Thoughts drift in and out, thoughts of the day that passed, of moments that brought you joy or perhaps frustration. Notice these thoughts as they arise like petals on the water, beautiful yet fleeting. Acknowledge them and gently return your awareness to the present, to the sensation of scrubbing the plate, to the sound of water splashing, and the way the sunlight reflects upon the surface of the dish. As each plate is cleaned, set aside for a moment to dry. Reflect on how this simple act connects you to the present. With each wash, the dishes transform from a collection of the day's remnants into symbols of care for oneself, for family, for the sacredness of nourishment shared. Breathe deeply and let this awareness settle within you. Now, as you reach for a fork, feel its familiar form. The cool metal is smooth and comforting against your fingers. Imagine how many hands this fork has touched, how many meals it has partaken in. With intent, you run the sponge along its edges, cleansing it of the remnants of meals long past. Is there a thought or a memory associated with this fork? Perhaps it stirs a story gathering around the table, filled with laughter, a quiet moment of solitude, or the comfort of culinary experimentation. Let that memory be, then release it as you let the fork slip back into the water to rinse with each passing dish. Notice how your mind wanders, yet, like a gentle breeze, it always returns. The sound of water continues its soothing melody. There is a peace found in this cycle of cleaning, a meditative rhythm emerging, inviting you deeper into the now. As your hands work, you might notice an ache or a strain, a subtle reminder of the body's existence. And in that moment, pause, breathe, let each breath wash over you like the water you now cradle in your hands. As you continue reflections, arise not as judgments, but as gentle observations of how life flows, much like the water pouring forth. Here, you are reminded that life, too, is a matter of coming and going, of holding and letting go. You may be surprised by the tenderness that enters with this awareness as your mind begins to settle into a more spacious perspective. The world is rich with experience, and in this moment, you are fully here. Once the plates and silverware are washed, you turn your attention to the pots and pans, those deep vessels that held the heart of a meal. They require a bit more care. As you take the sponge and begin to scrub the edges, feel the warmth of the water rise up, embracing your hands. Let the scent of soapy citrus fill your senses, enlivening the air around you. With each scrape, feel the connection deepen. Here lies the evidence of a crafted meal, inventive and loving. Each mark tells a story of creation and effort, of taste and companionship. Time can feel elastic in these moments, stretching and condensing, the outside world fading as you become lost in the motions of cleaning. It's the initial thought of this, as the chore has changed, blossomed into a sanctuary where stillness reigns and presence is your guide. Allow yourself to let go into the experience, relishing in the simplicity. The mundane transformed into something sacred. When the last pot is rinsed and set aside, take a moment to step back and admire the gleaming array of dishes. They stand together, a small testament to your time and effort. Breath in this sight, this simple beauty, each object a witness to your minutes spent in awareness. As the work draws to a close, you turn the faucet to stop the flow of water, the sound of rushing ceasing, leaving only the quiet ambience of the kitchen. You look around, and there is a softness that bathes the room, an afterglow of presence that lingers in the air, much like the warmth of the sun still filtering through the window. In this stillness, you may feel the gentle reminder of your own heart, the rhythm of your breath, a subtle metronome of existence. Allow your heart to rest, your body to settle. You are here, right in this moment, woven into the fabric of everyday life. As you step back from the sink, take a moment to let this experience seep into your being. What was once a simple task, the act of washing dishes, has transformed into an opportunity for connection and presence. Let that feeling of stillness accompany you as you move back into the flurry of life beyond these walls. With each new task or moment you encounter, remember the whisper of the water, the touch of the sponge, and the breath of awareness. You hold within you the ability to find calm amidst the rhythm of life. It's finding the sacred within the ordinary, always available to you. In this moment, take a breath. Allow the gentle rise and fall of your chest to anchor you, bringing you home to the present. Feel the air moving, cool and sweet, as it enters and leaves your body. Let your thoughts drift like leaves upon a stream, coming and going without attachment. Just be here, where time is soft and the heartbeat of the world holds a quiet rhythm. Embrace this stillness, for in it lies the path to wisdom wrapped in the fabric of your daily life. It was a late afternoon, the sun casting golden rays through the kitchen window, painting everything it touched in a soft, warm hue. The light shimmered on the surface of the sink, which was filled with dishes, plates, cups, utensils, awaiting their transformation from such mundane messes into sparkling reflections of order. Each piece seemed to whisper stories of meals. Shared laughter echoed in moments gathered around the table as she stood before the dishes, her hands submerged in the cool water. She could feel the weight of the day releasing its grip. The warm breeze floated in through the open window, carrying with it the sweet scent of blooming jasmine from the garden outside. With the gentle rustling of leaves against the porch, there was a quiet invitation to immerse herself in this simple act. One by one, she lifted each dish, the delicate porcelain, cool to the touch. There was comfort in the familiarity of it all. A rhythm established in the routine of dance of water and light, a choreography of care. As she cupped a lopsided ceramic cup in her hands, memories stirred. She recalled the laughter of friends over steaming tea, the stories told, and the bonds forged over these simple vessels. There was a sense of gratitude that welled up within her. She could feel the energy of those moments still echoing in the very fabric of the cup. She began to scrub gently, the soft sounds of the water softly splashing against the porcelain, filling the air like a gentle applause. The faint scritch-scratch of the sponge gliding along the surface echoed in time with her breath, a symphony of presence. Here, in this sanctuary of the heart, known as her kitchen, she found a surrounding stillness that wrapped around her like a warm blanket as the suds bubbled around her fingertips. Each cycle of her motion felt intentional and alive. She paused, feeling the water's coolness lingering against her skin, taking a moment to simply observe. She could see the sunlight reflecting off the surface of the water, each bubble refracting tiny rainbows, sparkling with such vibrance. It captured her attention in this act of washing with every stroke on the plate. She invited an awareness not just of the chore before her, but of the fabric of life that unspooled as she breathed in the present moment. There was no rush, no urgency, merely the endless unfolding of now, where joy mingled with simplicity. As her hand moved with intention, a thought flickered to the forefront of her mind. How often do we rush through life, pushing past the moment, in search of what lies ahead? Each dish here was a reminder that life, too, is about the intricate details, the way the sun dapples through leaves, the laughter that dances in the air, the warmth of a shared smile. Each was a part of something larger, more expansive than mere tasks. The sink began to fill with the remnants of her efforts, the water swirling with a gentle presence around the dishes, now gleaming in the midday sun. She marveled at the transformation, the rhythms of her scrubbing and rinsing, mirroring the ebb and flow of life itself, continuous cycle of giving and receiving, cleaning and soiling, where each moment could be cherished for its inherent beauty. She took a deep breath, the coolness of the air filling her lungs, a soothing balm against the chaos that often found its way into her thoughts. Allowing her gaze to drift to the window, her eyes took in the flutter of bird wings and the gentle sway of flowers outside, a testament to the beauty of existence. And then there came a sound, so soft it could easily have been missed, a single drop of water falling from the edge of a plate, landing with a delicate plink into the basin below. It resonated with a harmony that felt profound, echoing within her spirit. There was something magical about that singular drop, a presence, an acknowledgement of life's very essence, that small yet important moment of realization that everything flows, that everything connects. In this mindful act, she found a treasure hidden beneath the surface tension of busyness. There was peace in the rhythm of her routine, a gentle heartbeat echoing through the day, affirming the beauty of the mundane. It brought forth an understanding that each act, no matter how trivial, held within it a moment of grace waiting to be unveiled. With each dish now washed, dried, and stacked neatly on the side, she felt a sense of completion wash over her. The kitchen, once cluttered, now breathed a sigh of relief. And so did she. There was a softness to her heart, an ease that settled within a reminder that presence begets peace. She gazed upon the tidy countertop, reflecting the sun's light like a mirrored surface. In that brief second, as her breath slowed and her spirit quieted, she understood a profound truth. Life was not about the rush to the finish line or the completion of tasks. It was found instead in the quiet dance of water, light, and being. And so, as you carry the day forward, remember the quiet moments. Whether washing dishes, waiting in traffic, or simply existing, there is beauty nestled within the ordinary. Allow yourself to find that stillness amidst the whirlwind. High in the depths of presence, we discover not just the chores of life, but the gentle unfolding of joy that resides within each moment. Embrace it and let it guide you home, always returning to the peaceful embrace of now. In this very moment, take a gentle breath in. Feel the cool air filling your lungs. Expand your chest and linger there for just a heartbeat longer. With your next breath, release. Let go, like a feather carried by a soft breeze. As you settle into your space, allow a sense of calm to wash over you. Close your eyes if you wish, or soften your gaze. Let the sounds around you fade into the background as you bring your awareness inward to this sacred now. Here, amidst the fluttering thoughts and busy rhythms of life, you are invited to simply be in a cozy kitchen. Sunlight streamed through the sheer curtains, casting delicate patterns upon the worn wooden table. Soft motes of dust danced in the golden light, swirling with the rhythm of time, barely noticed yet profoundly present. The air smelled faintly of cinnamon and the lingering aroma of morning coffee, a soothing embrace that promised comfort. The dishes awaited, piled gently in the sink, remnants of breakfast lingering on plates like stories untold. Each dish was a reminder of a moment shared, laughter echoed, and love exchanged over a simple meal. There was a plate with a faint lip print, mug stained warmly by the embrace of hands that often sought solace within warm beverages. They sat there, not as a chore, but as an invitation, a quiet call to presence. As the warm water poured from the faucet, steam began to rise, curling into the air like whispers of ancient wisdom. The sound of water splashing into the porcelain sink created a gentle symphony, a rhythm that ebbed and flowed like the tides. Each droplet fell in soft harmony, a testament to the beauty of everyday movements. One by one, the dishes were lifted from the sink, each feeling smooth and familiar. The hands that held them, a soft and tender vessel, felt the warmth of the water. And with each stroke of the sponge, there was a dance, an intimate conversation between surface and touch. The warm water caressed the ceramic. The sponge glided effortlessly, as if the two were partners engaged in a timeless waltz. It wasn't merely washing, it was an awakening. The gentle friction of the sponge against the plate welcomed a sense of ease that spread like ripples in a pond. As dirt slipped away, so did the weight of yesterday's worries. Each rinse under the flowing water became a cleansing more than just removing remnants of a meal, but releasing thoughts, allowing them to flow away with the currents. The mind, often restless, began to settle, like leaves transforming into stillness upon the water surface. It was an invitation to delve deeper into the present. The scent of soap, the warmth of steam on skin, the soft chirping of sparrows outside, flitting between branches, weaving in and out of the tapestry of the day's symphony. Each sound a reminder that life was alive, vibrant, and unfolding an intricate interweaving of moments. In this openness, thoughts may rise and fall like clouds drifting across a vast sky. There's no need to cling to them, no need to evaluate their worth. They come, they go, and in the embrace of mindful attention, they reveal nothing but space. Just as the dishes absorb warmth, the mind learns to absorb moments of stillness. Each in-breath invites clarity. Each out-breath releases tension, welcoming a gentle flow of awareness. As the last glass shone like a forgotten gem in the sunlight, there arose a sense of gratitude. Gratitude, not just for the dish in hand, but for the act of being. A simple task became illuminated with purpose. The ordinary transformed into the extraordinary through the lens of presence. The water ran clear, reflecting the halo of light above. In stillness, there was room for insights to surface gently, like bubbles rising to the surface of still water. An understanding emerged, quietly reverberating. Life is not about striving, but rather about being here in every moment, each a unique note in the melody of existence. You can hear it now, in the clinking of cutlery as it meets the dish rack. You can feel it in the soothing warmth lingering on fingertips. With every intention you set in this space, you coax the day into clarity, opening doors to experiences yet unknown, allowing it all to unfold as it will as you dry your hands. The soft cotton picking up the remnants of water, There is a powerful softness in your heart, soft, knowing that this is enough. Kitchen is no longer just a room. It is a vessel of connection, a sanctuary of mindfulness where the past and future settle into the arms of now. Standing there, it becomes apparent that even in the smallest of acts, simple encounter with the dish you can inhabit the fullness of life. Even the mundane carries the whisper of the sacred. In scrubbing, rinsing, and drying, there lies a rhythm reminding you of the care you give not just to things, but to moments, to life itself. As you step away from the sink, notice how each moment can offer a new beginning, an opportunity for a gentle embrace of presence. The dishes are done, yet the imprint of their washing remains, like echoes of a bell softly fading into the distance. Carry this stillness within you. The world around you is alive and waiting. Each moment invites you to return again and again to the beauty found in simply being. In the quiet of your surroundings, take a moment to settle. Allow the gentle rhythm of your breath to anchor you. Inhale deeply, feeling the air fill your lungs, and exhale slowly, letting go of the thoughts that drift like clouds. Sensations in your body, the weight of your feet on the ground, the softness of the fabric against your skin. As you bring your awareness to this present moment, feel the stillness envelop you, creating a sacred space in which you can immerse yourself fully. Here, in this moment, you are simply alive, aware, and witnessing the beauty of what is unfolding. There was a day when the sun hung low in the sky, casting a warm, golden hue across the kitchen as Mia stood by the sink, her fingers immersed in the cool water. The sound of the rushing liquid filled the silence, a gentle murmur that seemed to invite her attention. Each dish that passed beneath her hands was unique. Some were deeply glazed with remnants of yesterday's sauce. Others were simply waiting, naked and unadorned, for their moment to shine once more. As she reached for a plate, a memory floated to the surface, a gathering of friends around the table, laughter weaving through the air like the steam rising from the pot of soup. She felt a smile touch her lips as she recalled the warmth of those connections, the light in their eyes reflecting her own. In that simple act of washing the dishes, each movement became a dance of mindful presence. The water was a surprising temperature, a refreshing coolness that sent tingles through her fingertips. She noticed the way the bubbles formed and glided, reflecting the light as they popped, a small symphony of arrival and departure. With each scrub, there was a subtle resistance, the soft grit giving way to the embrace of the sponge. Mia allowed the sensations to wash over her, her thoughts drifting like leaves on a quiet stream. She could hear the gentle hum of the refrigerator, the distant chirping of birds outside, a reminder that life continued its rhythm beyond this small sanctuary. She focused on the weight of the utensils, heavy spoons, lightweight forks, a tactile experience in this isolated moment of being. What a gift it was, she mused, to feel the hot breath of the water against her skin as the warmth enveloped the cool metal. She turned the dishes over, the sunlight catching in unexpected angles, revealing colors and patterns that seemed to shift with her gaze. Each sparkling surface mirrored the transformation occurring within her, a shedding of hurried thoughts, an easement of daily burdens as she surrendered to this present task, cueing the fullness of her attention to each intricate detail. Time became a still pond, reflective and serene, as she moved deeper into the simplicity of the moment. The rhythm of washing, rinsing, drying, lent itself to a heartbeat, a slow cadence that echoed the soft pulse of life surrounding her. Even the little sounds, drips of water escaping to the sink, the soft scrape of sponge against ceramic, became music, an ode to the quiet space she occupied. As she leaned in to rinse a delicate glass, she caught her breath, for in that moment, She could see her own reflection shimmering beneath the water's surface. The glass was a vessel clear and translucent, humble, yet full of potential. Just like her, she realized, she too was both empty and filled with experience. It was a moment to treasure this connection, and especially the realization that everything is an interplay of fullness and emptiness. She reflected on how often life whisked her away. It's a constant parade of duties and distractions. But now she was nowhere else but here, her hands engaged in an age-old ritual. One that tethered her 2 generations of people who washed up after meals, honoring the mess of life with a commitment to renewal. The light shifted. Shadows began to elongate across the floor as the sun made its gradual descent. The golden glow around her softened into a gentle amber haze. She turned her gaze to the window, where the trees swayed lightly in the evening breeze, a chorus of whispers echoing their secrets. It was a landscape shifting in shades of amber and green, alive with the simple yet profound dance of nature. Each rustle echoing the intimate rhythm of her breath. The water was still running as she moved through the motions. Scrub, rinse, dry. With each cycle, she could sense a lightness taking root in her chest, a quiet understanding that washing these dishes was more than just a mundane task. It was an act of caring, a nurturing of her space. Each dish reflected a moment shared, a meal enjoyed, creating a tapestry of experiences woven into her life. As she finished the last plate, she glanced around the kitchen, witnessing the transformation, the once chaotic remnants of a feast now tucked away. The counter space clear, inviting, and ready for the next creation. There was a bittersweet joy in this ending, a closure that felt like a gentle sigh following a long day. With each wiped surface, she felt lighter, a sense of gratitude blooming within her. Mia placed the last towel down, feeling the warmth still lingering on her hands, and paused to breathe. She gathered her awareness, each sense alive in that moment. The scent of warm detergent lingered in the air, a slight fragrance mingling with the earthy aroma of her potted rosemary, a tiny plant sitting on the windowsill. The acceptance of what had been, combined with the promise of what was to come, filled her with contentment. In that instant, the outside world faded away. What lay before her was an unfolding moment, a stillness that vibrated with life, rich and wondrous, aching with possibility. Here, within the 4 walls of her kitchen, she found clarity, a profound realization that the ordinary moments, wrapped in mindfulness, held within them the essence of life itself. As Mia stood still, a whisper of clarity settled around her, like a soft blanket. The dance of life was intricately woven into every thread of her day. In the simplest of tasks, she had connected with something deeper, reflection of presence that would gently carry her forward. With a heart full of gratitude, she stepped away from the sink, embracing the stillness that mirrored the quiet beauty of her own spirit. Here, in the embrace of the everyday, she discovered that the journey is not always about the destination, but the sacredness of every moment lived mindfully, fully, richly. Close your eyes for just a moment and inhale deeply, feeling the air fill your lungs, bringing with it the aromas of the world outside. Hold that breath gently before releasing it, allowing the weight of your day to settle into the earth below. You, in this quiet moment, let the busyness of the mind soften, like ripples fading away in a still pond. Invite your attention inward to the simple pulse of your being, where each heartbeat becomes a note in the symphony of now. As we embark on this journey, let your senses awaken, feel the ground beneath your feet, the air caressing your skin, and the rhythm of your breath. We will step into the world of an ordinary afternoon, where the beauty of mindfulness unfolds in the midst of the everyday. It was a rainy afternoon, the kind where the world outside seemed to slow down, held captive by the soft patter of raindrops against the window. Light filtered through the clouds, casting a muted glow that painted the room in shades of gray and shimmer. In the kitchen, a humble space where warmth lingered in the air, Sarah stood before the sink, a gentle rhythm to her movements. The dishes awaited her, a small mountain of mismatched plates, mugs adorned with faded patterns, and cutlery that had danced through the day's meals. She picked up a ceramic bowl, its surface cool and curvaceous, a reminder of past gatherings and shared laughter. As she turned on the tap, the water spilled forth in a clear, cascading stream, each droplet catching the light in a transient shimmer. With her hands submerged in the warm water, Sarah felt the soothing embrace, a soft whisper against her skin. She watched as the soap danced in tiny bubbles, reflecting the light like a galaxy forming in her palm. She brought the bowl closer, scrubbing gently, feeling the textured surface beneath her fingertips. Each stroke was a meditation, a silent conversation between her hands and the earth-like vessel that had cradled nourishment in the background. The rain composed its own melodia, rhythmic percussion that harmonized with her breath. The sound slithered through the open window, bringing with it the fresh scent of damp earth and growing things. She allowed herself to fully engage with the moment, surrendering to the act of washing. Each motion became intentional, deliberate. The warmth of the water met with her breath as it flowed in and out like an ocean tide. When she set the bowl aside and reached for a glass, the smoothness of the surface reminded her of clarity. Each passing thought, like the soap bubbles, lifted away in the movement. She immersed the glass in the warm water, marveling at how her mind too was cleansing itself with each focused action. The glass sparkled under the soft glow of the fading light, as if inviting her to see beyond mere reflections, invitation to presence. A chorus of sounds filled the space, water swirling, the clink of porcelain against porcelain, and the quiet whisper of rain. Each sound was a note in the symphony of that afternoon, an echo of nature settling into a serene embrace. She began to notice how her own breathing wove into the sounds, deepening with each exhale as she let go of thoughts that were tangential to this moment. She wiped her hands on a towel, feeling the absorbent fibers beneath her fingers. For a heartbeat, she paused, closing her eyes and settling into the stillness. Emotions swirled in her chest, memories faint like old photographs, but she didn't latch on to any of them. Instead, she focused on the present, the warmth of the air, steady pulse of the rain, and the grounding weight of her body anchored to the ground. Noticing the simplicity of being present, she smiled softly, a quiet contentment blooming within her as she moved to the next item, a simple stainless steel pot. She could see her reflection in the surface, soft and blurry, like a dream. She cradled the pot in her hands, its edges smooth and familiar. She sensed the warmth it had held earlier, the meals prepared with care, the gatherings of loved ones sitting around the table, sharing stories and laughter, the simple joys that were so often overlooked in the hurry of life. With a sponge in hand, she began to scrub, and this familiar ritual took on a new quality. Scent of soap clean, invigorating notes rounded her like a comforting embrace. She felt the fibers of the sponge considerate against the metal, and time seemed to stretch, each moment becoming a bloom in the garden of awareness. Thoughts floated, and she quietly observed the memories and worries wandering through her mind, but she let them pass, gently returning her focus to the here and now. As she rinsed the pot, water cascaded in rivulets, catching glimmers of light, sliding off smoothly like a waterfall in slow motion. She noticed how the water pooled at the bottom, still surface reflecting the world around it, much like her mind could be, still yet full of life. The continuity of washing and rinsing was a metaphor, a reflection of how she could wash away the clutter, revealing the clarity beneath. After the last dish was set aside and the sink stood empty, Sarah took a moment to survey her work, a small altar of cleanliness in the midst of the ordinary. The satisfaction of being present in the task of engaging fully with the act of care warmed her heart. Perhaps the world outside her window continued to spin in all its chaos. But within her space, there was a sacredness to the mundane that felt profound. The work of washing dishes was transmuted into a practice of gratitude. As she dried her hands on the towel, she noticed the gentle sound of rain beginning to soften, transforming into a steady drizzle. Each drop seemed to carry a sentiment of peace, gently tapping on the window as if to say, "It's okay to pause, to appreciate this moment." In the corners of her mind, insights began to unfurl like petals of a flower. She realized that every task, no matter how simple, held the potential for mindfulness, the weaving of presence into the fabric of everyday life. Nothing was too small, nothing too trivial. Every experience could become a moment of grace if only one chose to meet it with open awareness. As Sarah stepped away from the kitchen, she carried with her a lightness, a lingering warmth of connection to the present. Outside, the rain continued to fall, and she felt an echo of its rhythm resonate within her being. In these small moments, mundane as they may seem, lay the heart of life itself, quiet, unassuming, yet so richly layered with meaning. Every breath, every sound, every moment simply being a call to presence, inviting her to return again and again to this gentle awakening where the ordinary becomes extraordinary, and the soul finds its stillness amid the quiet symphony of life. In the quiet embrace of early morning, as the sun begins to stretch its golden fingers across the horizon, there exists a stillness that invites us to pause. The world, wrapped in a light haze, breathes softly, and within that gentle rhythm, we can find our own heartbeat. Let us take a moment together, inviting our breath to flow naturally, inhaling deeply and exhaling slowly. Feel each breath cradle you as the day unfurls its canvas of possibilities. Allow your mind to settle, to drift gently like a leaf upon a still pond. Here, in this space, let us journey into the simplicity of an everyday moment, filled with the beauty of presence. Imagine yourself in a cozy kitchen, the kind where the light filters through the window, gently warming the space with a soft glow. The air is crisp, infused with the faint scent of coffee brewing in the background, mingling with the soft whispers of yesterday's meals. You stand before the sink, the smooth porcelain cool against your fingertips, and water begins to flow. A soothing symphony of sound as the water cascades. Listen closely to the melody. It creates a soft trickling that serenades the silence. Each droplet dances playfully, splashing against the stainless steel of the sink, echoing in the intimacy of this familiar space. You reach for a dish, its surface still glistening with remnants of a late-night gathering. The warmth of the dish cradles in your hands, and you take a moment to acknowledge its presence, the shape, the color, the slight imperfections that tell the story of its use. With a gentle determination, you lift the dish and immerse it in the running water. Suddenly, you notice the sensation of coolness against your skin, the tiny droplets that kissed your forearms as they leap joyfully from the sink. It's refreshing, a contrast to the warmth of the kitchen air. You allow yourself to feel the texture of the dish as you apply a bit of soap. It bubbles and froths, creating a fragrant cloud of clean. Each stroke of the sponge is deliberate, a reminder of mindfulness. There is nowhere else to be but in this moment, here with the dish, here with the water, here with your breath as you wash. The outside world begins to fade, the chaos of life beyond the kitchen walls becoming a distant. You hear the distant chirps of birds outside, a reminder of nature awakening, each note a call to presence. It's a simple sound, yet profound, a gentle nudge to engage fully with the here and now. Take a breath in, Feel your abdomen rise, and, as you breathe out, let go of yesterday's weight, relinquishing everything not essential to this task at hand. You realize how easy it is to become lost in thought, your mind skimming the surface of past regrets or future worries. But you breathe into that realization, allowing the awareness of thought to drift like clouds across a vast blue sky. They pass, and you return your focus to the warmth of the dish, the soothing rhythm of the water, the tender caress of the sudsy sponge as you rinse the dish under the cool flow. Notice how the soap bubbles dance away, shimmering and glistening, as they swirl together, each one a tiny universe that bursts with life and possibility. This fleeting moment of beauty is a reminder. All things arise and pass, just like the bubbles, just like the thoughts that come and go in your mind. Okay, let them be just as they are. With each completed dish, reflection stirs within you, born from the simplicity of the task. Each movement is an opportunity to practice gratitude for the meal shared, for the laughter that echoed throughout the evening, for the connection created with loved ones. You begin to notice how something as mundane as washing dishes transforms into an act of love, an offering that honors all that nourishes you as you move to the next dish. You can feel the warm water swirling around your hands, and within it, a sense of ease begins to settle within you. Lift the next dish, noticing its unique form. Perhaps it's a whimsical shape that sparks a smile, or perhaps it bears a simple elegance that reminds you of quieter moments. This too is a part of your experience, a thread woven into the fabric of your life. You continue this rhythm, decisive yet gentle, rocking in time with the sounds that envelop you. It is meditative, therapeutic even, this communion between you, the water, and the dish. There's nothing else crying for your attention, no demands from the world beyond. In this sacred kitchen space, time expands, and the mind quiets as the final dish slips into place, pristine and ready to dry. You take a moment to enjoy the view of your tiny haven. The sunlight dances upon the surface of the sink, illuminating the water droplets, a mosaic of shimmering lights, delicate and transient. They remind you that each moment is like this, beautiful yet fleeting, deserving of your full awareness. You wipe your hands dry on a soft towel, okay? And as you do, feel the fabric against your skin, the texture, the warmth, the gentle absorbency. Notice how these small moments, when woven together, present a tapestry of presence, echoing the gentle pulse of your heartbeat. With every breath, you anchor yourself further into this sense of connection and gratitude. As you step back, observing the neat array of cleaned dishes, there is a quiet joy that envelops you. This peaceful feeling settles in your chest, an understated reminder that presence often lies in the simplest of tasks, those that invite you to experience the whole of life, right here and right now. And so you stand in this moment of stillness, reflecting that life isn't always about grand gestures or monumental moments. Sometimes it is in the tender simplicity of washing dishes that we find ourselves fully alive in the richness of the present, where peace resides. Let this be a gentle reminder. In all the hustle and bustle, in each task that awaits us, we can choose to engage mindfully, crafting each action with the beauty of presence. Breathe deeply and carry the serenity with you into the day ahead. Close your eyes for a moment and take a deep, deliberate breath. Feel the coolness of the air as it enters your lungs, and then, as you exhale slowly, let it carry away the busyness of your thoughts, the weight of your day. Let that breath mark the beginning of a journey into stillness, where the world outside can fade, only for a few moments, into the soft embrace of now. The hum of life continues around you, yet here, in this moment, there is a space where you can rest and simply be, in a simple kitchen, where the sunlight filters through the window, illuminating dust motes as they dance in warm rays. A woman stands at the sink, cradling a fragile cup in her palm. Its surface is cool and smooth, reflecting the quietude of the room. Warm water flows from the tap, a gentle rush that harmonizes with the distant sounds of life outside a bird's call. The faint rustle of leaves in the breeze, the murmuring of neighbors coming and going. Each sound a note in the symphony of now. As she submerges the cup beneath the water, she feels the first sensation of warmth envelop her fingers, the contrast to the cool porcelain, vibrant against her skin. The water swirls and froths around the cup, carrying with it the echoes of yesterday's laughter, the remnants of a morning meal shared tea, perhaps, or freshly baked bread, moments now dissolved into the flow of time. Each rise and fall of the water captures the rhythm of breathing, the expansion and contraction of awareness. She pauses, noticing the bubbles that cling persistently to the sides of the cup, tiny worlds of their own, each one glistening, fragile. There is a lesson here, tucked within the simplicity of this task, the beauty of impermanence, the knowing that each moment, like each bubble, is fleeting. With a soft brush of her sponge, she begins to wash, allowing the task to draw her attention deeper into the present. As the sponge glides over the surface of the cup, a sound emerges, gentle swishing, a soft rhythmic dance of water embracing porcelain. With each stroke, she gives herself over to the experience, surrendering to the simple joy of care. The sponge is firm, yet yielding, a dance partner in this everyday ballet. Her thoughts drift like clouds, occasionally brushing against the radiant focus of the task, but she gently acknowledges them as one might wave goodbye to a passing stranger, allowing them to drift away. The smell of soap, fresh and clean, fills the air, awakening a memory of childhood, bubbles overflowing from a tub, laughter shared, the warmth of family gathered close. She allows that memory to linger, to infuse her present with the lightness of nostalgia. The warmth of the water seeps into her skin, a reminder of the nourishing quality of presence. How water, like awareness, can cleanse and refresh. As she places the cup on the drying rack, its surface glistening like a treasure, she feels an ache in her lower back, a reminder of the hours spent moving, caring, being. And rather than resist it, she brings her attention to that sensation, just as she did with the water. She breathes into it, feeling the pull of the muscles, accepting the tightness as part of her experience. In that moment of acceptance, she recognizes how the body speaks, how it too deserves attention, how her whole self flourishes in this cultivation of awareness. The water continues to flow, a gentle stream like the continuity of time, and she turns her attention to the bowl awaiting her care. Its surface is speckled with remnants of an evening meal. A palette of colors, bits of green, hints of red, nature's artistry on an everyday canvas. With each touch, she feels the connection of her body to these objects and the world they inhabit. Here, in the act of washing, she understands how the mundane can be sacred, how each tick of the clock bridges her to deeper truths. She plunges the bowl into the water, feeling the splash against her skin, the way droplets cascade down, her forearms sparkling in the light, each drop a reminder of the moment. As she scrubs, her thoughts expand and contract like the froth around her. The spontaneity of the task revealing stories untold, every splash a whisper of now, every foam bubble a sigh of the universe. The sun shifts through the window, and a slant of light catches the surface of the water, creating a dance of reflections that brings a smile to her lips. It is a kind of magic, this interplay of light and shadow, inviting her to explore the simple beauty that surrounds her. In this moment, she lets go of the to-do list, the hurried pace of the day, surrendering to the grace of soft moments, unfolding like petals, revealing their tender hearts to the open sky. Finally, as the last dish is set aside, she surveys her life in the kitchen, her act of care manifesting in this moment of stillness. The rhythm of her breathing slows, synchronizing with the silent heartbeat of the space she has nurtured. After all, each object, each surface, speaks of the life lived within these walls, the laughter, the tears, the chaos, and the calm dot. In a world that often rushes past, she finds beauty in the stillness, a universal truth that resonates through the act of care. With a final glance around the room, she closes the tap, the sound echoing like a soft bell tolling the hour of reflection, a gentle reminder of the here and now, and she feels a warmth rising within her, a sense of deep interconnectedness, of belonging to this moment, to this very life. As she gazes out of the window, taking in the way the shadows stretch and the light softens, she cultivates a profound sense of gratitude. In the simplicity of the tasks we often overlook, she sees truth revealed, an invitation to engage deeply with the present. Just as the water shapes a cup, so to do these moments shape her a continuous dance of presence, a gentle reminder that life, like water, flows ever onward, infinitely beautiful in its transience. And as she breathes, she carries this stillness with her, a whisper in the winds of her becoming.